I've got the giggles now.
Why?
I don't know.
I can't control it.
I mean, I'm just looking at the thumbnail, and it's just like, look at all these wonderful cartoons on the screen. It's great. Look at how all the different.
they're all good. I mean, they're all good cartoons at the very least.
What, Steven Universe?
Steven Universe is a bit iffy, but whatever.
Okay, good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Smudcast number 251. Our kids show's better now than ever, and this is a channel awesome Nostalgia Critic Doug Walker video, and we've covered him many times here before on the Smudcast. He is, as I was saying before, one of our more tolerable video people to look at, videos to cover. He doesn't drive us up a wall. Sometimes he has bad takes. Sometimes his skits are cringy. But other than that, it's like, yeah, we could watch another Doug Walker video. That's okay. That's, not the worst thing we've ever done. So this is a 6-year-old video. It came out in July 2015. It's got over 1.2 million views. And it seems to be pretty popular, 35K upvote and 1.4K downvote. So, hey, some people disagree with his take on modern comics, or modern cartoons. What do you guys think of modern... this is an easy answer for me, but what do you guys think of modern cartoons?
Modern cartoons?
Mixed bag. Depends what you mean by that, yeah.
I mean, a lot of the ones he brings up here are actually pretty good. Some of the... It's like, despite some of the flaws.
I think one thing that annoys me is sort of the death of more sort of... I guess, I don't know how to describe it, like really chill cartoons where it's not trying to be serialized, like it's not trying to have a big storyline, and then where everything seems to be trying to have some kind of storyline and some kind of like, there's a mystery, I'm going to set up a mystery in this kid's cartoon, and it's or like even in like Steven Universe has like a whole lot of serialized elements, and I'm kind of like, I really just want like Saturday morning.
Well, it wasn't like that at first.
You know,
it was later that they did that for that one.
Yes, but it was always part of the plan. Like there was always like they were, even at the start, there was like sort of sprinkling in all of these sort of elements and all this. What's gonna happen? And it's a big story. It's really like, I know you're gonna get invested, as opposed to something like Ed and Eddie, where it's just like, how much fun can we have in...
Well, Adventure Time isn't all that serialized if you look at it.
Yeah, but I mean, even Adventure Time still has like a whole lot of like...
yeah, but that's not entirely the main focus, though. It's like, it's still like the wacky, crazy adventures in the forefront.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, it's I don't know, man. It just doesn't scratch the same itch, you know. It just doesn't scratch the same like... You don't get the same satisfaction.
No, I get it. It's just that
it's different. It's a different satisfaction, but it's, I don't know. I just crave like that more sort of laid back thing that you're not trying to piece together some big overarching thing. I think there's other mediums that work better for that, and I kind of just want to see like just chill, funny, fun.
Well, the good thing about, I remember the 90s were the cartoons were entertaining, but they were also mature. So we had Spider-Man, we had Gargoyles. Yes. They were interesting enough without being overtly complicated, without being overtly dramatic or too soap opera-y or too overly fantastic. Like Xanatos might be making another clone or another cyborg or whatever. I was like, oh, okay, fine. But it wasn't over the top crazy for me. Yeah, it had time travel. Yeah, it had all these goofy elements that you expect from a kid's show. But it was played reasonably serious for the dramatic concept, not just for laughs, not just for cool concepts.
The 90s gave us
Batman
the Animated Series.
Another great series. Yeah, fantastic.
But the thing with modern cartoons and animated stuff for me is there's too many clones of stuff. Everything wants to be the next. Every adult cartoon wants to be the next Rick and Morty. And every kids cartoon wants to be like the next Adventure Time or Steven Universe. Do you know what I mean? It's like everything just starts merging into one, and that's the problem.
And And then there's Gumball, which pretty much is something no one else can pretty much do.
I fucking love Gumball. I fucking love Gumball so fucking much.
Gumball is its
Gumball
own beast
is
altogether. Can we agree on that?
I think Gumball, there are some similarities, something like Misadventures of Flapjack. You know, I think if you look at the fucking, like, not the cast, but like the production team of Flapjack, it's insane. It's like literally the creator of Adventure Time, the creator of Regular Show. You know, there's the creator of Gravity Falls.
That in itself can kind of be forgiven because they want to do different things, and
but I think you can still see the influence of that. You can still see the influence of having worked on that show.
Oh, no doubt, no, definitely, I can agree with you on that.
So my take is still I'm very nostalgic for the classic '90s cartoons. Even the '80s cartoons are pretty wild. Those are fun and crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm talking all over the gamut. Yeah, you had like Gem and the Holograms, you had G.I. Joe, and all sorts of like He-Man and Thundercats.
A lot of toy promotion. You know, a lot of like.
Yeah.
Wait.
We're gonna be
which one did they redo?
Fucking advert. You know.
Right. Yeah. That's pretty much how.
Gem and the Holograms. I'm sure they redid that one, or was it? Did they make a live action movie?
They made a live action movie.
Live action.
Oh God, that was horrible. That was no.
Oh, of the Gem and the Holograms.
Yeah, they did. It was stupid.
And it was even worse than the He-Man live action movie.
Even the live action movie was great.
Say what you want about that movie. At least Dolph Lundgren looked the part at the very least, and the guy that did Skeletor put everything he had into it. Yes. He had a blast doing that.
Who's that actor?
I'm flaking on the name right now. I'm sorry, but it's like I think it was a well-known actor at the time, and he just had a ball doing Skeletor.
Cameron Mitchell.
Oh.
No. Skeletor actually moved. It wasn't Cameron Mitchell.
Yes.
It was great. I actually enjoyed that. As corny as it was, as campy and corny as He-Man was.
Corny can still be fun.
Yeah.
It's when you make it corny and cringe.
Yeah. Well, I think He-Man is like neon colored Conan the Barbarian. You know, it's like really it's Conan the Barbarian with like really bright colors. You know, like that. It's that kind of archetypes and yeah.
The Barbarian is the inspiration for He-Man, so it got that right.
Yeah. It'll not be as corny as Dark Place, will it?
Yeah, I actually think like a lot of modern cartoons aren't trying to sell toys. You know, you don't have so much of the cartoons
a lot of modern cartoons are trying to sell political ideology, unfortunately, nowadays.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But I think a lot of them aren't trying to sell toys, and I think that's a bad thing because I think trying to sell toys keeps the focus on what do kids want to see. You know what?
Then there's My Little Pony.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole. They're not even trying to. They've gone past their original audience. They're not even. You know, it used to be so simple. It used to be just like what do girls like? Hair and horses. That's it. You know, it's like that. We got it. We got them, ladies and gentlemen. We got them. You know, it's like.
We came. We saw. We kicked his ass.
Yeah, but now it's a whole different thing. I don't even know if little girls even watch My Little Pony anymore. It's been taken over.
It's a whole different ball game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there are shows I remember back in the day that they would exist for like a season or two, and then just get dropped. The Real Ghostbusters was kind of one of those things I thought would go on for a few more seasons. The Pirates of Dark Water was one of my favorites.
Remember the fucking Men in Black cartoon?
Oh God.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
That was weird.
I like the opening.
The real Ghostbusters. That's the one that's actually based on the movies, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, because that was like a licensing issue.
4 seasons. Yeah, that went on for like 4 seasons. So it did.
Well, it had a lot of production interference.
It though, didn't they?
The first season was amazing. The second one, that's when you saw the interference. So it really depends on.
They started to put Slimer at the front of it because I think on the third season it's called third and fourth season it's called Slimer and the Real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it was just I don't know. They were changing so many things.
I'm not saying it's a good thing. Well, because it was like similar to what we did with Batman the Animated Series, because it went Batman the Animated Series, then it went the Adventures of Batman and Robin, and then it went the new Batman Adventures.
The reason why I know this is the writer.
Oh, Batman.
The writer also who wrote for He-Man and She-Ra ended up writing for Real Ghostbusters as well as Captain Power, which was a live-action sci-fi action show. I don't know what you call that.
Yeah. I don't know. I like.
Just before we move on, it's like, who remembers the Bat embargo?
What, the Bat embargo? What?
When Justice League started, they also it also started the Batman also started, and because they wanted to use all the Batman stuff for the Batman, they couldn't also use them in the Justice League, and they couldn't have the Teen Titans cartoon crossover with the DCAU.
It's so funny calling it the Batman for some reason.
Yeah, the name's dumb, but the name's dumb, but it's actually a pretty good show.
It's good.
It's not a show.
It's a really good design.
That is the reason why we got no more Mark Hamill animated Joker, as in the same continuity as the animated series, is because of the Batman.
I mean, Batman Beyond was going to be a much dumber show than it actually turned out to be. Because it was just going to be Teen Bruce as Batman, and then Tim spun it off as being someone else in the future. It's like him taking a stupid idea as just young Batman and then turning it into Beyond. That was just genius.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic show.
It's so edgy in terms of its like aesthetic.
Kind of sad that
opening and everything.
Kind of sad that it ended up getting overshadowed by Justice League anyway, because that was the big ticket of the DCAU at that point.
Yeah.
I remember Batman Beyond a lot more than Justice League. I feel like I have more memories of Batman Beyond, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we can't say too much about modern cartoons. It's really not our bag. Not to say we can't watch them. They just don't seem to have that lasting appeal as the 80s and 90s did. And, of course, the 2000s had some 3D animated shows. Reboot was a big one in the 90s. Then we had...
Ben 10 is fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
Ben
Beast
10.
Wars!
Beast Wars is great.
Yeah, Beast Wars. Yeah. Oh, gosh. That was great.
Do you remember?
Say what you want about how ugly it looks. It was a pretty good show.
Bro.
I did not care what it looked like, but by God, that was such an enjoyable show. I would wake up every morning at my grandma's on a Saturday, Channel 5, Shake, and
oh my God,
all of it.
Do you remember when they had?
It was because of Beast Wars that we ended up getting the third generation of Transformers in the 2000s, as good as it ended up being.
Oh right, yeah.
Like the Unicron trilogy.
Yeah.
Do you remember the fucking show of Butt Ugly Martian?
Oh,
yes,
Oh,
that was
my
great.
Fucking God. And do you remember what was it, Cubics? Do you remember that show
too?
Yeah. It was like the robot made out of like red and like primary colored cube things.
Oh my God!
It was basically a transformer that transformed into a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah. I can't believe I forgot. Like growing up, I used to watch Bike and Mice from Mars. That was. Good.
Oh my God! Yes.
That was a great.
The big cheese. Oh. The big cheese. And fucking Street Sharks as well.
Street Sharks, yes. Street Sharks, yes.
And have you seen the video of fucking Vin Diesel, where he's playing with like the toys from Street Sharks?
Oh yeah,
I've not seen that one, but
all right. Let's actually get into
watch the video, and then maybe after we can.
All right,
we have like a snippet of it.
Maybe we can let's get on with talk. It. Maybe at some point we should just do a Spud talk about cartoons.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's get going.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. As many of you know, I'm a big lover of classic nostalgia kid shows. From Ninja Turtles to Transformers to the Disney Afternoon to Fox Kids, we had some pretty awesome shows in our time. Which is why it really pains me to say this, but at some point you just have to accept reality. Kids shows now are much better than they were before. And that's so weird to say.
I mean, he has no shame in admitting it, at least.
I love the shows I grew up with and will always hold a place in my heart. But when you look at shows today like Adventure Time, Gravity Falls, and Steven Universe, there's no question that they're pushing the boundaries of what's normally expected out of children's programming. At least, what was expected in the past. Don't get me wrong, we still have plenty of mindless stuff, but these shows are going the extra mile to not only fascinate kids, but adults
I don't know why he chose
in a way that was never done.
That didn't change well.
For so many years, we complained about how there's nothing good on for kids. Hell, we complained how there's nothing good on for adults. Well now, intelligent, funny, thought-provoking kid shows are surprisingly in competition. Yeah, they're no longer the rarity, they're kind of the norm. And in a bizarre world where things seem to make sense, the more
so much, but
the bigger the
you can see where he's coming from.
So how and why is this possible?
He's wrong.
For the longest time than just that kid stuff? Well, not always. People forget when the art of animation started, it was for both kids and adults. But the more we got used to it, the more it made sense to aim it more towards kids because you could be more exaggerated and expressive, which kids can relate to easier. But
which is a stupid decision to begin with.
Together didn't slack off on the effort. Disney and Warner Brothers,
thankfully,
animation giants, are prime examples of that. The Warner Brothers cartoons focused more on comedic writing that you would find in most
video before.
Disney,
also, hi chat. But I can't remember much of it. It was a long time ago.
Can I just say, there's when the problem is nowadays, modern cartoons are doing this. People think it's mature and adult because they're dealing with mainly fucking sexualization of stuff.
Yeah.
That's literally. Yeah. I know exactly what route he's going to start going down. I can just see it straight away. Because you can't tell me that fucking Steven Universe is more mature than fucking Batman the Animated Series.
No, it's not. It's definitely not.
No. Hold. But what I'm saying is it's literally all these new ones are going over the exact same stuff all the time. They're saying the exact same messages. But the older cartoons were doing that as well. It's just that they did it in such a natural, organic way. We didn't really go, oh yeah, that's definitely what they're going for. It just felt normal. Well, now it's shoved in your face.
See, I think the thing is this is what he's showing all this Looney Tunes stuff, and I fucking love Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes is great. It was never about a message though. There's never anything where you're I see the moral of the story. One thing I really love is there's an episode of Powerpuff Girls. I think it's the first episode actually, where there's isn't it a cockroach guy? He controls all of these fucking cockroaches and shit.
I couldn't tell you. I missed that one.
And
that's at least one of the earliest episodes. I don't think that's the first one.
I think it might be.
No,
I think it might be. I think it's close to that, but it's
that's semantics whether it's the first one.
But either way, so it's really early episode of Powerpuff Girls, and is this he controls these cockroaches and it's disgusting, and then they're all oh, the cockroaches, and then at the end there's this bit where they're well, don't you think that even if they're kind of icky, bugs are, they have feelings, and we should try not to hurt them, and then the professor sees a spider, he just goes just destroys the spider. He fully kills the spider, and he's nah. It's that kind of.
Well, the difference is roaches do not deserve to live.
Right, but it's that sort of we're gonna have a high-minded moral, we're gonna have mature themes and all that, and it's nah, fuck off. It's entertainment for children, right? And it's fine for it to, right. It's fine for it to just be as funny as possible and just make the writing as funny and clever as possible, And I feel I'm really sick of shows trying to tell me something or trying to convey some message. Every single show has this high-minded view of itself,
but it's not. But the
not
thing
just
is,
entertainment.
It's but the thing is, you throw the word mature about with these.
Right, it's just a buzzword.
And then you watch them, and apart from the one Oscar scene, right? That everyone always gushes over. The rest of the show is pretty much bog standard kid stuff with bog standard jokes, antics.
I just think something could be really immature and be genius. Like something could be really immature and be absolute genius. And it's like
example of that is like Avatar: The Last Airbender stuff in it, but it's got a lot of kiddie stuff in the first few episodes.
The stupid as hell scene of Aang just rotating the ball around like a fucking frisbee.
Yeah, like I think it was like a bunch of balls. It was basically like
it's like look, they're going around like a wheel.
Yeah, but the thing is though, my major point with the mature stuff is I feel that he's just going to go down the political and sexual ideology thing of being mature when all the cartoons were
no, he won't. Mature. I don't think
he's gonna mention Steven Universe in that light. You will see that.
Yeah, but he's not gonna do it like an SJW schlock.
Well, not to that extent, but like he's going to be very close to that. That's
he just points it out and moves on.
Unlike Lindsay Ellis or Maggie, he won't go into all the like woke crap. Honestly,
with Doug, he's just gonna say, "Oh, it's there. Move on."
I mean, I don't think it's that he doesn't. I don't think it's even that. It's not like he disagrees particularly with the woke stuff. I mean, he's just not gonna go on. He's not going to so much. Yeah. But I think
he doesn't rant about it.
Right, but I still think he is like in that camp.
I'm saying he might not put it front and center. What I'm saying is when he'll bring up the mature thing, what he'll mention is that it deals with tough, things about your like the usual crap where I'm sure he'll mention, like with Steven Universe, the fact that it deals with some sort of sexualization, which cartoons in the past couldn't do it. When you're like, yeah, they did quite easily.
What is Betty Boop?
A lot of cartoons definitely did it, and just like the shills nowadays forget to mention it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, and I'm sorry to keep going over this point, is the fact that the older cartoons did it better because they weaved it in naturally, and it wasn't like it was an Oscar. Yeah, it wasn't like an Oscar scene where you'll see in those crappy B movies they'll always have that one scene where the people actually really try and act.
Or any like Oscar bait movie.
Yeah, and stuff like that. And that's what I feel that a lot of modern cartoons do now. They have that one scene so that everyone can go, well, look at this scene shows that it's a mature themed stuff.
Right.
It's like when they say Rick and Morty's really mature, and then there's literally fart jokes in it, and you're like, it's not there's still silly stuff in it. But no, it's a fully mature thing. You've got to be like an IQ of 6,000 to get this, and it's like so mature, and it's like he literally imagines, like in season 3 premiere, he imagines a fart in a cup. It's like
the woke crowd really, really hate Rick and Morty. At least that
bro, Don Harmon is fucking insanely woke. He's absolutely batshit.
Really?
He's absolutely batshit fucking woke, bro.
Wow, that's surprising.
He's absolutely insane about it.
Yeah, but
don't worry, he'll get broke soon enough.
Yeah, but also he's also, isn't he autistic to the pot? So when he writes Rick and Morty, his autistic side comes out to make insults. That's what he always says.
He's very.
He's incredibly woke, but
I'm very surprised at that. I'm very surprised since like School of Movies, which is like second only in wokeness to Movie Bob, like frickin' hates Rick and Morty and thinks it's adding to the pervasive air of nihilism in the world.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's pessimistic.
Don't say nihilism.
He's not like...
Yeah.
But he's very much... he agrees with the ideas. He's fully on board with the overall like ideas of it,
All right, here's Joe Crazy. Thank you, sir. Selling toys also means more money they can use for animation. With how expensive Thundercats 2011 was to produce. It was canned early. Well, a lot of these shows, they were designed just to make toys back in the 80s and 90s. So the same with even like Cowboy Bebop was designed. But the creators of those shows said, well, we're going to do that, but we're going to do our own thing as well. We're going to have our own good writing and good scenes and good animation. So these shows like Pirates of Darkwater was like, you look at the animation, like everything was done very well. And they prided themselves on that. Not only that, but the music as well. So you had all these wonderful artists and musicians come together, and it just could not get the appeal of other shows at the time, or couldn't get those kids to attract their parents to go to, was it Toys R Us in Canada? I don't know what is the state.
Yeah.
There are other toy stores out there.
Toys R Us.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed that Symbionic Titan got canned because of that shit.
Yeah, there's all kinds of shows that only lasted a season.
There's loads of shows that got cancelled. Yeah.
My sympathies.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Feel that way with Altered Carbon.
But the Simpsons are on season 31 or something now. No, that's great.
And they renewed it for 2 more seasons.
You didn't ask for this. You didn't choose.
And yet suddenly, The Simpsons is eternal.
Continues
and yet and then suddenly, here it is. Simpsons season 40. Yeah.
It might be a conservative estimate, actually.
Yeah.
What, 70?
Yeah.
All right.
That's what the cockroaches will watch after the nuclear apocalypse.
Yeah, nothing but Simpsons.
Well,
Nothing but Simpsons and Family Guy.
Family Guy 24-hour live streams will still be going.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Here is Space Wolf Blackmane. There are a few good cartoons still coming out, mostly solo movies, and small shows that next to no one seemed to know too bad. Thundercats 2016 ended early. Huh. Okay.
2011.
Yeah. 2011. 2016 is Thundercats Go, as far as I recall.
Yeah.
And I'm glad. I'm really glad that ended early. In fact, it should have ended prematurely. That show.
It should have been aborted. It should have been aborted in the concept stage, along with Teen Titans Go.
In the creative womb, it should have been aborted.
Yeah, Teen Titans Go is going to be Cartoon Network's Simpsons, pretty much.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
If they don't kill it now.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: people can enjoy what they like. It's just like when you try and say things are mature and they're not. I've seen grittier and darker things growing up than anything they put onto TV now.
Teen Titans Go was more so the fact that it was just too soon after the original series.
Isn't Ben 10 still going?
They had a reboot.
No, it rebooted, and it's actually better than some of the stuff from the original timeline.
Ooh,
believe it or not.
Controversial opinion.
Like after season 3, I think, because the first 2 seasons had a very rocky start. Season 3 is when it actually did get somewhat interesting. Not better than the old stuff, but it's definitely gotten better in on its own 2 feet.
Here is Joe Crazy. Doug does have lefty beliefs, but he just keeps it to jokes and doesn't go on political tangents. Yeah, see, that's the thing. We don't care what his beliefs are, as long as he's not injecting it into his media.
He never unleashes it.
He just makes fun of it, and that's it.
Yeah. So what
he actually makes fun of everyone.
What I mean when I say also, like he's going to go down a certain way.
The left don't want Doug. Have you heard of the Channel Awesome document?
Oh yes.
That's kind of like why 99% of his fellow creators left. And look at what Angry Joe and Linkar and like those others, Lindsay Ellis, go by. It's like such an extreme version of left Sims, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just like to also just clarify my point when I mentioned about Doug saying things. I know he's not going to like push the political ideology like on the screen, but I know when he means mature, he's talking about left-wing political points being classed as mature. That's it. He's not actually talking about mature writing, a lot of consequence and stuff, because in 90% of these shows, there's no consequences to any actions. Everything all gets solved and sorted pretty soonish. I mean, Steven Universe got all solved with genocidal maniacs by saying we're sorry, and they started crying.
I think people should be nice. Like, well,
yeah. Why can't we just be nice? Yeah, that sort of thing. God, mature themes. Look how much. No, that's just kids. You say that to a kid. Just
mature themes is the rape analogy of the fucking involuntary fusions, and it's like this.
Yeah.
When you know, like when you create a show and your own audience bullies you off social media, you know, like you created something really good.
Yeah. You've succeeded. That's success. You smell that? That's success. I love the smell of success in the morning.
I mean, people call the new She-Ra mature because it just turned into lesbian shipping fan fiction. Yeah, that's not mature. That's just
that was inevitable.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to say it because people said that Ruby was mature.
I'm just imagining fucking Thanos.
Idiots.
I'm just imagining fucking Thanos with the fucking like red feminist hair, just like I am inevitable.
Hair. He's bald.
You're welcome for that.
No. I'm just saying, like with the wig, and like the problem glasses, and he's just like,
moving on.
I am inevitable.
Yes, let's move on. Yeah,
let's move on.
Here's Space Wolf Blackmane. Who still remembers Spawn or Megas XLR? Both are free.
Megas XLR. Oh my god, that was such a show.
Yeah. But really, both are free.
XLR, I've never seen.
They're free on YouTube right now. Both know what they are and do it well. They're free on YouTube. Damn.
Megas got canceled way before it should have.
I will watch
Spawn
that.
Spawn was just the peak of '90s edge.
Yeah.
We can do adult cartoons.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It was.
I mean, it was still decent. It was just a bit too edgy for my taste.
Oh, you can't.
And Megas XLR speaks for itself.
Megas XLR is awesome. Like, I only got to watch like the first 10 or so episodes since they were free on Cartoon Network, but I haven't been able to.
I mean, if the whole series is free on YouTube according to Blackmane, it's like I'll check that out later.
So Megas.
Well, right now, let's keep going.
It's basically Iron Giant, but if it's Guy Fieri.
Yeah, it's Iron Giant. It's Iron Giant combined with tokusatsu.
Yeah.
The way like broy bro fat dude.
Yeah, you know what? Megas XLR is literally full on American tokusatsu.
Now,
tokusatsu made by Americans.
Now, for people who don't know, what is tokusatsu? People, I'm sure, not know what that term means.
It's basically tokusatsu pretty much directly translates to special filming. It's like tokusatsu, that whole genre, like Ultraman, Godzilla, all that.
Yeah, but they're mechs essentially.
Yeah, usually mechs against monsters, usually.
Right.
Like Super Sentai and stuff.
Yeah,
and stuff like Kamen Rider and all that.
Yeah.
The hot chick saying, "You done to my robot. You have defiled it with your horrible paint job." He's like, "Nah, it looks cool."
Megas XLR. Yeah, Megas XLR is basically like the giant robot versus monster fights from Tokusatsu made by Americans, pretty much.
Yeah.
America. All right.
America.
You have no idea. All right, let's move on.
Or artistry design that may not get as big a laugh as Goofy or Mickey, but offered more of an artistic expression that weren't in most children's entertainment at the time. Both of these studios challenged what was seen as mere kids' entertainment and were both big hits because of it. So big that years later, they're still
because they were the only ones. They were the only ones that had common sense at that time.
At least a few Disney films, and everybody, young and old, still knows the Looney Tunes by name. This led to the conclusion that kid shows can lead to big moolah, and show business, still being a business, tried to capitalize on it and make them even more.
And that's when the stupidity happened.
They focused in the wrong areas. Shows for a while were concentrating less on good characters and story, and instead more on what'll sell toys. So every episode of He-Man, My Little Pony, or whatever were rushed out with new characters, vehicles, and accessories, whether they made sense in a coherent story or not. And we ate it right up. We didn't.
Well, yeah, but Transformers was awesome. Like it was just like what?
Yeah.
What is this?
Transformers hands down. Come on, man. Transformers hands down was the best of all of them at that in that era.
Wait. So
Transformers Prime is legit amazing. Transformers Prime is awesome.
Yes.
So the problem is the studio executives knew they were making stuff for kids, so they made it for kids so they could buy toys, and that's a problem because nowadays shows don't do that. It's like, yes, we know that, because a lot of shows nowadays literally just want to push an ideology across.
Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with something just existing to just kind of like, oh wow, that's fucking epic. Wow, fucking explosions and fucking fighting and shit. Holy fuck. Oh my god. Look at that character. Oh my god, that character is so fucking cool. Oh my gosh. Like,
if we're gonna compare the shows from back then that tried to push to sell toys and stuff versus the ones now that try to push an agenda, I think we were better off back then with buying the toys for the show.
Toys. Yeah.
Yeah.
God knows the fucking Star Wars sequels don't sell toys.
That's just, well, let's move on from that before we say something we regret.
Literally don't sell toys.
But yeah, it was kind of an annoyance that the quality of the shows were lower because they were trying to push for toy sales, but then again, I mean, but something like Transformers, they actually did put the most effort into their stuff than the others.
But they were
really look into the history of the franchise.
Yeah.
They were good toys too.
Toys. You know?
Yeah. Definitely. And definitely the most interesting concept of all of the toy lines from that era. Let's be honest.
And I think the fact that Transformers, like, it wasn't like the designs were so far off that you couldn't possibly conceive of doing the transformation. When you watch the cartoon, you're like, oh, I can see how all the pieces fit together. And then when you have the toy in your hand, it's there's a parallel between what you're watching, because it's not that far off, because the design.
Yeah, they made sure to go out of their way to have that consistency in the transformations, so that you would have that image in your head already of how they do it, and then once you have the toy, it's just seamless.
Yeah.
They weren't 100% though, but
not entirely, but they did try.
The animators did have that in mind when they were thinking of how does this, tire become a shoulder? How does this arm stick out of the fuselage of whatever? Like it's well thought out, and kids can pick up on that because they're working with blocks. They're like 3-4 year old. They're playing with blocks all their lives up to that point.
Yep.
And all of a sudden they get this toy that is like a miniature block that has moving parts. They're like, oh my god, this is cool. And it turns into a jet. Like, that's awesome. So
and also the consistency of the transformations between entertainment and the toys definitely did get better over time as technology evolved and as entertainment evolved.
I remember when you would buy your toys. Like, there's a Comicopia store downtown, like a mecca of comics. It's probably still there. And they would have Gundam, and no one knew what Gundam was in the 80s because we didn't get those cartoons, at least in normal TV. And it had like 35 or 36 steps to transform the Gundam into some other thing. And no one knew, like, what the hell is that? Like, that's not a Transformer, but it's doing all the things that a Transformer would do. So this is how we sort of were introduced to this style of animation and theme of transforming robots.
Right, and it's the same company, right? It's Bandai, isn't it? Who does the Transformers?
Well, not all of them, but yeah.
But that's who did. They did the Gundam model kits and stuff, and they do the.
Well, I don't think it was Bandai that did the original Japanese counterparts of the Transformers toys. I think it was Takara that did the ones that became Transformers.
Right. But I think they're both Bandai now, right?
I think Takara did get absorbed by Bandai eventually, I believe. I'd have to look it up.
And then...
Yes, they were.
Did Bandai have the rights to Power Rangers as well?
Bandai's always made the toys for Super Sentai.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It wasn't until Hasbro bought the franchise that Bandai stopped having the American license, the Power Rangers license for the toys.
Shall we keep going?
Sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
keep going. Yeah.
Let us continue.
Care if it made any sense to what was going on? It was stuff, and we love stuff. The more stuff we could have related to that show, the better. But the problem they eventually figured out was stuff fades. He-Man and My Little Pony ran for a while, but we eventually grew up and saw it as kid stuff. Kid stuff was only for kids and just lame.
And then Transformers killed Optimus.
Why are so many adults wearing Looney Tunes t-shirts? Why do so many adults still go to Disney World, even if they don't have any kids? Shortly after, producers started to realize that the reason
people
Warner
make
Brothers
YouTube
and Disney
channels?
was still making money is because the writing was good
Look at
and
old
timeless.
stuff.
We appreciated them because we can enjoy them both as kids and adults, which, from a marketing standpoint, could double your audience. So shows started to take a
It's
few
just
more
common
chances.
sense.
Animaniacs, Batman, Gargoyles. These were shows that adults could watch with their kids and enjoy on an entirely different level because they tried harder than most other shows. They went that extra mile and introduced new jokes, themes, and styles that had never been done before. At least not with this kind of effort. Don't get me wrong, we went to crap shortly thereafter, and for a while we hit a bit of a dead zone. Roughly around the same time as that dark age of movies. But the people who watched those other great shows eventually grew up to make their own shows. And guess what? They were influenced by those shows that put in the extra work. Thus, they had a new bar to hold themselves to.
Doesn't mean they were better.
Shows and movies, for that matter, are expected to entertain adults just as much as kids. At least the ones that are expected to be big hits. And even today, DVDs, toys, and other merchandise are being bought not just by adults, but for adults. Grown people dress up to say thank you to the dedication these creative teams put in their work. But come on, we grew up with great stuff. So why is this stuff apparently better? Part of it is while those other shows are great and changed a lot, it was going through a transitional period. So creators at the time didn't know what they were getting away with.
That doesn't mean they were worse, though.
That is such a bullshit argument. That is such a I don't have anything, so I'll make some shit up. It was going through a transitionary. Yeah, fuck off. Fuck off, Doug. You don't know what you're on about.
Yeah, that isn't any kind of sufficient argument to defend the new stuff.
You're telling me that when they wrote Batman animated series, they're going, well, we don't know what's going to happen. I haven't got a clue. Fuck off.
I mean, it's true. It just doesn't work as a counter argument for the new stuff.
But during the 90s, they went really dark. The 90s were dark. I always remember the 90s were really dark. But the light stuff was there, but they really wanted to go dark and edgy.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that doesn't mean they had no restriction whatsoever. You're right, but still.
There's still restrictions now about stuff. Don't people say
Netflix.
Yeah,
but
well,
but shit was that shit was worse before.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you can't just say, oh, they had restrictions so they weren't good. No, what the fuck are you on about? They worked around the restrictions.
I think like the restrictions he's talking about is why do you think they put people in there?
But they worked around it. They were smart enough to work around it to get their stuff out. Mm-hmm. So there's still restrictions now. Like Steven Universe still gets banned in countries and edited in different places.
Mm-hmm.
With stuff. Is it? Which one's the one where Mark? You said that they had to put a mustache on one of the characters because
the Russian,
the Russian, yeah.
Show.
Is it Steven Universe? Is it?
Because I think like there was like a gay relationship.
Who'd they put a mustache on?
There's the red and blue one.
The red
Ruby and Sapphire. Oh my god, really?
Yeah,
they put a mustache on Ruby. What the fuck?
It was on the gay lady.
And Steven Universe. Yeah, and Steven Universe creators were perfectly fine with it. They didn't put up any fuss. So it wasn't about sending a message or anything like that. At the end of the day, had they made Steven Universe in the 90s, if they'd made Steven Universe in the 90s, they would have cut half their stuff out. So they're not being inspired by anything. It's just the fact that it's just a
No, the show literally would not have been made.
So
the show would have been made.
No, it wouldn't have.
So Fran Matarecki had a good point. She said 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was brutal. Stockman,
I fucking love that.
Yeah, that show was amazing. So good. At the time.
Yeah, it was really good. And like,
it's like, is it okay? Is it?
Whoa! Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
We just like one at a time with stuff because I've got like 3 different people talking. I've got Dunn in one ear. Gingman another, and Dollface sing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle theme tune. So I don't know what's going on.
Like, Okay, but like the original Teenage Mutant Ninja, the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, infinitely superior to the original. Also, dude gets slowly mutilated over time until all that's left of him is a brain and like his brain and like the. Eventually, he just gets put into a robot body. He tries to get his own robot. He tries to make like his own like synthetic flesh, but then it slowly rots away. And they don't shy away from the rotting. That's actually like pretty brutal.
Do you remember on Batman Beyond? We'll talk about that. That guy becomes intangible, and he falls through into the earth. Do you remember that scene?
Oh yeah,
where he's literally begging, where he's literally because he has that belt that makes him invisible, but it turns his entire body intangible, and like he starts off at the top of Wayne Tower and falls through, and Batman's trying to save him, but he doesn't, and he falls through the actual Earth's crust, and he's slowly heading towards the center of the Earth where he's gonna die.
and he's just gone forever.
Yeah, he's gone forever. But his screams and pleads are fucking nightmare-inducing. Right?
Yeah, but what do you think? Because of course that would be the reaction to something like that.
Yeah, but hold on. Do you think something like Steven Universe would do something like that?
Hell no. Hell no, they wouldn't.
Okay.
No.
Do you think Adventure Time would do something like that?
I mean, Adventure Time maybe.
Have you seen?
But what I'm saying is,
maybe, but unlikely.
What I'm saying is,
go ahead.
in the old days, they did some really dark and disturbing things and got round the censors because they trusted their audience to be smarter than the average.
Literally an entire episode of Gargoyles about gun safety and gun regulation.
Yeah,
and they actually show the effects of guns. The I think what was her name? It's like. One of the gargoyles takes her gun and actually shoots her. She's bleeding all over the place.
Justice League kills a kid. Ace dies in Justice League. A child dies in Justice League.
Oh yeah, Ace. That was literally the last episode of season 2.
Yeah. Literally.
But yeah, you're right.
It's like but you don't see that. You just get.
That's what I'm saying. I was about to say that. Yeah, and you don't see it too. That's what.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So this is the thing that I'm trying to explain to people. It's not the fact that, these new things may be showing stuff, but the stuff they're showing is really bland. The stuff of the 90s cartoons and early 2000 cartoons didn't show you, but inferred it happened.
Yeah, the old shows weren't blatant about it. They let you think about the implications of what was going on. Like the one in Batman Beyond where he's just going into the center of the earth forever.
Yeah. Where hopefully he dies once he goes through the Earth's crust to start with. Otherwise, he's got a slow, painful death.
Yeah, until his belt wears off.
Yeah,
and it's like it also makes you think. It's like, will it still work in the center of the Earth, and he's just waiting there for shit to happen?
Yeah. Exactly.
No, I'm just saying it's like that.
Starvation.
No, I'm just that's what I'm saying. It's like it makes you think. It's like, will it wear off eventually, and then just the moment it wears off like that, he's just instantly incinerated, or is he just going to die of old age in there until it wears off?
Or is he going to get suffocated to death?
Yeah, I get your point. It's like they actually make you think about what's actually going on. It's like it's really unsettling.
While with the newer stuff, it literally is the most mature thing is, 2 gems got married and they both look like women, so that obviously means it's gay marriage.
The new shows throw it in your face like a coconut cream pie.
Yes. Yes, I'm agreeing with that. Yes. Sorry, I got taken aback there for a second.
All right, here's Joe Crazy. Steven fused with his dad. Clearly, sugar didn't think too much on its implications.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
That happened.
Steven Universe is a special show for special people.
Yeah, special in quotes.
Yes.
Yeah, who also hate each other.
That was a very diplomatic answer from you.
Okay. Here is Francis Board Coppola. Thanks for the donation. The Nostalgia Critic likes Steven Universe and thinks it's good. As far as I'm concerned, his opinion on anything is null and void. Okay.
Not necessarily.
It was like an opinion of his at the time. Like he probably changed it by now.
Probably.
As usual.
Yeah,
by now, probably, yeah.
He's probably changed to go, it's his crap, so he'll be right.
He doesn't really change his opinions. He doesn't change his opinions.
He does. He does.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Like a year ago.
His opinions are based on the algorithm of YouTube. Yeah. So whatever's getting the most views, that's his opinion.
So ever since the last election, like he has apparently like gone like he awakened. Like he didn't go woke. He went the opposite. Like he's like started thinking like something doesn't add up.
Yeah, but I know he doesn't like Home Alone 2 now because it had Trump in it.
Yeah.
So.
A cameo.
Most notably.
Yeah, but the fact is he's in it, so.
Oh no.
The Nostalgia Critic in
more of the same.
That might just be a rumor that I heard somewhere. I haven't got full evidence.
That's.
I don't want to ask him the question because I don't care.
Just Home Alone review and Home Alone 2 review, and it's kind of like, just more of the same. Like that's Doug's consistent criticism is that he wants stuff to be original and new, or something old that's repackaged as new. It's why he likes TLJ.
The Nostalgia Critic doesn't like old stuff. That's an ironic sentence I never thought I'd hear.
He just like when it's like new stuff, it's like he.
You know, Gingham could actually say goodbye on stream and not just message us, because then I feel really awkward because I was about to ask him a question.
We will never know.
Uh-oh.
Sometimes you gotta just dip.
We can wish him back with the Dragon Balls, if we want to.
No, we've already
last
used
time. I am not rubbing your Dragon Balls. We did that once.
We already used it on Yamcha.
Yeah.
All right.
What about the Namekian Dragon Balls?
I think we can continue. I think we can continue with this video.
Yes, please.
Also, this scene is amazing in the Batman animated series, and I can't believe he's literally going to try and say they didn't know what they were doing.
Like, okay, like I don't want to like do like the combo, but like it was like so suspicious that like he spent so much time on explaining like the 80s cartoons that they were mainly for making toys, and then he just like slides through like the 90s era, which was like probably like the best for cartoons, in my opinion.
And considering the fact he sucks the animated series of Batman cock.
Yeah, like he fucking loves it.
It's like he absolutely fucking loves it, and he's literally now saying, "Well, it's not as good as the other thing." It's like, right, okay.
I think that you've made
two top 11 videos of Batman, the animated series with the episodes. How many has done for Steven Universe? Oh, how many times is actually talked about beyond the video? Oh, yeah. Really, you like this one? Yeah, you're a liar. And you're literally just doing it because the algorithm says this would get you more views. But anyway.
All right, let's go.
Never dabbled with much detail, nor the adult jokes experimented with in Animaniacs. Because there was more focus on these new elements, which still hold up today, they were still bound by certain understandable rules. Batman still had to fight someone. Animaniacs still had to keep their stories to a half hour.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's
Batman still had to fight someone, right? Okay, so what's wrong with that? An Animaniacs. Yeah, but an Animaniacs had to make it half an hour. Yeah, that's got a time slot.
No, I want to have a fucking Batman show where it's like Kitchen Nightmares, but with Batman.
Fuck, man.
But I'm
sorry, but cartoons are better now because they're not under 30 minutes.
are 30-minute cartoons all over the place.
That is literally, and there are still constraints.
Industry standard.
There's still constraints. Yeah, I know. What a stupid fuck.
It's not even limited to just like cartoons. Like I would say, like most TV shows, like anime is like limited to like 25, half an hour runtime. Like, what the fuck is up?
It's like 25 minutes plus 5 minutes for adverts.
Intro, outro.
That used to be commercial break. That used to be the cartoons today are better because they're not under 30 minutes.
Wow. Why are we restricted by? Why are we restricted by the format of having to watch each individual minute one at a time? Why can't we just have every minute of the show just all play at the same time in 1 minute? Like you just play them overlapped. Like you just play them like the whole 25-minute show, but you play it in all in 1 minute. Like each minute is overlapped over each other. Like, but I can't.
Snyder Cut opened up so much
arbitrary restrictions.
Those 2 points might just be the 2 single stupidest, retarded, whack job, fucking mentally deranged points I've ever heard this idiot ever say. Batman fought somebody, and cartoons were under 30 minutes, so that means newer cartoons are better. What the fuck? What the actual fuck?
What can you do?
I'm blown away by 30 fucking minutes.
Ready?
All right,
yeah, we can keep going. But
The limits have been stripped more and more. Comedic series don't have to be comedic all the way through. Dramatic series don't have to be dramatic all the way through.
What? Yeah.
And continue in
that happened in the 90s.
And even a show
that happened in the 90s.
So, guys, you have a show that's a drama, that's also a comedy, that's also a romance, it's also an action, it's also an adventure, it's also a space opera. It's all these things.
Oh my god! This is the stupidest thing. Oh my god! Oh, I'm sorry, but he's got nothing. He's having to lie to make out that these new cartoons are breaking. It broke new ground by being ground. My God, the legend, the core is amazing because it's 31 minutes long, and she doesn't fight anybody because she's not Batman. And there's action, drama, and comedy all in one thing. It's so amazing, wonderful. It's great. Yes.
It's got a lot of structural problems.
The plot could be absolutely shit. The plot could be shit. The voice acting could be shit. The animation was shit. But it's 31 minutes long, so that means it's better than 90s cartoons because they had to be less than 30 minutes. This is a stupid fucking point. You're telling me that cartoons in the 90s didn't have comedy, romance, action, and straight drama?
All right.
Wow.
All right, let's keep going. Francis Ford Coppola, thank you. If the gems have been on Earth for thousands of years in the Steven Universe show, then how come they're not citizens? Also, why didn't they try to stop slavery or the Hall of Cost? All they do is sit in their laurels and call humans simple, bad, etc.
Yeah. Because they're not. Because lore and shit doesn't matter. We've got SJW shit to push.
Yeah.
No time to talk. Get on the frog. We're riding to SJW land. That's literally the fucking motto of these modern fucking things. This is stupid.
Yeah. Let's keep going, shall we?
Yeah.
Here's Mike Tested. Doug the Virtual Boy broke new ground. Was it good? Oh boy.
With points like this, the only thing I want to break is Doug's jaw. But I just.
You guys remember what the Virtual Boy was? Okay.
I do.
I do too.
Yeah, I know. I just don't want to think about it anymore.
What world was amazing on it?
Gives you.
I said it was amazing.
All right.
If only Melvin, the brother of the Joker, was 31 minutes long, it would have been a success.
Yeah. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Can have little to none in some episodes and still get critical praise for it. Tiny Toons is great, but you wouldn't see them dive into heavy drawn-out turmoil like you would in Adventure Time, nor tackle as many potent issues. The con with those shows in the past is that they were still experimenting.
What potent issues?
Okay, wait a second.
Completely different shows.
Yeah, these are two different things.
Apples and oranges, goddamn.
These are very, very different.
The whole point
also is
of like Warner Brothers.
I was right.
These sorts of shows, they're for laughs. They're for slapstick, for elastic comedy, goofy things going on, very simple plots. Everything's understandable by adults and kids alike. Nothing too serious. Maybe there's like a forlorn love someone's vying for and he can't get it. And he's fighting and fighting and keeps losing. And he ends up being someone's friend. Something like that could happen. But nothing that's going to make you go, oh, that makes me sad. It's never going to be overly dramatic. It's never going to be overly violent. Or violent, rather, in the slapstick, comedic, elastic sort of way. Like we saw with the Roadrunner or stuff like that. That's Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into Batman drama or gargoyle drama where people are dying.
Or X-Men drama.
Which is a soap opera, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, or these other ones that would...
Soap operas could have King Arthur and Oberon and Titania show up in roughly the same show in the same season. I would be totally down to watch any of them.
But the thing of the matter is, I told you he'd be going down the fucking SJW route with the sexual stuff, talking about potent, I can't remember what words you used, but like things that happen today. I'm like, yeah, political ideology that is just pushed down people's throats. It's like, yeah, great, wonderful, we're doing that, but all of them are doing it, and they're doing it so haphazardly, people are just finding it cringe, unless you're part of that ideology. That doesn't mean that these shows are better.
It just means that they're like,
and it's true, and it shows they're not better because his arguments are literally these shows aren't 30 minutes and Batman fights somebody, but nowadays fucking Jake turns himself into a brick because lol something. I don't know.
Maybe it's the idea that they're not like restricted to a formula, I guess.
Yeah, but not being restricted to a formula, other shows weren't restricted to a formula.
Yeah, that's true. Since like the Requiem for a Dream episode where Batman is stuck in a dream sequence where he was never Batman.
Yeah.
Doesn't
or the one where over the edge, where it's a fear hallucination by Batgirl, where they're literally out to kill Batman in there, and Batman and Commissioner Gordon die at the end, but obviously it's a dream stuff, but they do die. Obviously in the dream thing, which is kind of shocking when you first watch it. Sorry for spoilers, but it is nearly 20 odd years old now, so
statute of limitations have gone away. It's not like Endgame.
Yeah. Don't spoil Endgame. I never intend to watch it. Anyway.
Oh, that's impressive since it made like all the monies. And is now the highest.
That's definitely like a proof of quality there.
Yeah, it made money. Yeah.
That you haven't seen it. I didn't say it was good.
Yeah, but never mind, it's a joke. But I'm not interested in MCU. It's all the same crap anyway. But
pretty much, yeah.
But my point is, it's like, his arguments are very weak, and it's so blatantly obvious that he's only calling them good because at that point in time, pushing woke ideology was good. So,
yeah, it's kind of like gotten less political of late. I think he's kind of spiked a bit during Trump and the
early years I think, of Trump, where everyone was doing it.
I think like at one point he said like something about like he said like he made a reference to him and his brother made a reference to Trump. He's like we're already talking about garbage, but we don't need to bring in human garbage as well.
Yeah.
That's kind of most like blatant Trump reference I heard of.
Got him. Wow, cool. I bet Trump's rolling in his mansion. Anyway, but
anyway,
he's got no arguments, and I think less of him as a human being. So let's just carry on.
So arguments from apples and oranges, probably not the best way to start a conversation on at least cartoons.
We're nearly halfway through. We're nearly halfway through his damn video, and his literal argument is nothing.
How far they could. The pro is that it gave way to so much more experimentation today, arguably more than what was ever done in the past. There's a few reasons for that. One, technology. These shows usually look beautiful. And
wait a second. If you're just saying technology, that has no. That's not. That's like saying the cartoons from the '60s are bad because technology.
So, what, they look smooth?
I can admit that, like, okay, because of like they went full digital, it's much easier to animate things. But you can also notice how different it is to see like a '90s hand animated cartoon compared to like this entirely digital stuff.
You mean really nicely drawn stuff where people actually look like people, not fucking abominations of blobs. Because literally, even with all the technology, every artist has become a fucking lazy cunt who just copies and pastes.
Huh?
They empty a bag of jelly beans onto their desk and they put together best they can to make a character.
Supposedly, like, even like, I don't know, like, I've heard
animation today is fucking embarrassingly bad and shockingly awful.
Like mainstream ones.
And anyone who draws like that, you should be ashamed of yourself because it is literally lazy and ugly.
I think there is like a lot of variety though. No, I think there's a lot.
One of them looks like a baked bean. The other one looks like a pea in a pod. Yeah, there's tons of fucking variety.
It depends. Like there are some.
No, I mean, like, have you seen Invincible?
Invincible is an exception.
Invincible yet?
No, I haven't seen
one example that I can.
Pretty good.
But literally, apart from Korra, every example he's doing there has got pretty much similar art, pretty much the same art style.
California art.
It's very simplistic, yes.
Very simplistic.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with simplistic. I mean, it's just
there's nothing wrong with simplistic. What I'm saying is when every single one of them is nearly pretty much coming out the same of what he's now defending, then you know there's some sort of creative problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone's just starting to look like clones of each other.
Like, I don't know, like there's the Rick and Morty, there was like a sci-fi show that copied that, and now the Star Trek show is doing the same.
Yeah, look exactly like. They had Paradise PD that looked exactly the same. They had that Hoops that came out that was exactly the same. And then there's like, well, that's three different genres of program. One's a sci-fi show, one's a cop drama, not cop drama, but a cop show. And one's and one's about sports, and they're all exactly the same animation.
And then you have Big Mouth.
Then you have Big Mouth.
Big Mouth.
Fucking Big Mouth. My friend absolutely loves that show, and it's fucking embarrassing when he invites me around.
Is that your friend anymore?
No, but he's literally like, God, it's really good and funny. I'm like, it's not. It really isn't funny. It's just literally masturbation jokes by kids, and it's like, okay.
So we keep going with this.
Yeah.
All right. Here's straw man. Have you seen Drawn Together? That was something. What is Drawn Together?
Oh yes, it's like a comedy thing, and it's pretty insane.
I've seen. I think the main thing animated thing I've seen recently is Dota, Dragon's Blood, and before that, Blood of Zeus, which were pretty good as far as I remember.
They made a cartoon over Dota?
Yes, they did. Netflix.
Oh my god. Why?
Why not?
I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, why would you do that?
I don't know. Like, Gabe Newell just has so much money. He's just like, I want the cartoon now. Okay.
It's actually a pretty decent dragon show. I was just like, and like got some interesting political drama, but it's just like, dang, this really, really, really like crammed into these 8 episodes.
I just loved it because like I had like a meeting with a friend and like he said like, oh, I like that Netflix Dota show, and I like asked like, oh, do you play the game? And like he said like, oh, I only play League of Legends, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like what the fuck?
Oh dear. Well,
we have to change it. We have to change our friend.
Cartoon. Yeah, cartoons based on video games. Taste. Probably not the best outcome historically speaking, but you never know. It could be good.
But you know, Hawk, like they were offering me summer brew as a drink, so I was like, come on, man.
All right.
You can't drink that.
Awful. It was just kind of like, it's surprisingly brutal too. Like they go all out with the hard R violence.
Oh yeah, I like that. But but we're on to technology, which is a bullshit point. So you're still zero for anything, Doug, on why these cartoons are better.
All right.
I don't think. I mean, I think it is true that there are some things that are a lot easier to do now in animation.
At the end of the day, the technology argument always comes down to which I always relate it back to which dinosaurs look more realistic, Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, and most people say Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
Well, basically, like it depends on like who's behind the technology, because like you have these new people who haven't gone through the struggle that was like traditional animation, and now they are like, well, like copy this layer and just like copy the exact same thing that was there. Now I don't need to like memorize things, or just like look through like this other paper. Like when you like try to like mix the next frame. Technology makes it incredibly easy, but like it really just depends on the animator and like the director himself. Anime still produces a shit ton more quality works if depending on animation, but like story wise I don't know, because I honestly haven't watched any new shows in a while now.
I just
keep going.
Here's Mike Testa. Doug, you disingenuous dunce. It was budget, not tech. You could argue the tech of the day back in the 40s and 50s were sufficient for doing classical animation, and the scope of the project, how much money you're paying your animators, and the financial problems of the studios.
But Smud, the technology of 1940s was advanced for the 1940s. The technology of the 1960s was advanced for the 1960s. We're literally going to get to a point where all this stuff being said, oh, look how advanced technology is for these new cartoons. In 5 years' time, we'll say, oh, look how bad the animation was because it's like 10-year-old tech. It's like, that's not how, no. Yeah. This is why it's such a stupid argument. The technology is the most advanced technology at the time. Mm-hmm. You can't have more advanced technology than the technology that's the most advanced at the time.
Yeah, but
I can't go back in time. I can't go back in time with 3D animation to 1897 and make Transformers Beast Wars. It's not possible.
You have to say though that the Lion King even today like looks better than most.
It looks better than the fucking remake.
Yeah, because the remake is irredeemable trash.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I've seen like car crashes in like African nations a lot better than the remake of Lion King. So,
all right,
they're definitely more entertaining.
Oh my god, done with his dark joke. I'm gonna remember this.
I like how we paused on a
dark jokes.
I like how we paused on a weather with a giant question mark for all this time. Like, what the frickin' hell is Doug talking about?
Yeah, even the wind doesn't know what you're on about.
Does anyone ever seen like Gravity Falls? Because I guess like this is like a frame from that show.
I've seen one episode.
Because I never understood the appeal. Like, because I just saw like a few episodes and like some clips, and I thought like all the jokes are horrible.
I think it has some funny jokes, but I think it's sort of like the Lost of kids cartoon.
Yeah,
You know,
really, including the bad ending.
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, it's like there's a whole lot of like mysteries that are set up in each episode, and there's actually one of the like twists where it's like, oh, I called it, you know, because my brother's a big fan of it, and I was like, I called one of the twists, and I was like, yeah, I fucking called it. And that's sort of the appeal of it is like, I see, I called it, you see, and they have all these like things in like the credits where it's like, what was he saying? What was this whisper at the end of the credits that was backwards? And what was that saying? What does it mean? And all of that kind of stuff. So they kind of keep people hooked on it that way.
A quick check on IMDb. It says that J.J. Abrams was actually an executive producer on most episodes, as well as
There you go. There you go.
Wow.
I knew it.
I knew it!
Somehow, Mickey Mouse.
I never knew they had Linda Cardellini in it. I never knew they had Linda Cardellini in it. There you go.
Yeah, good old Velma from...
fucking sexy Velma.
Sexy Velma. Yeah, Linda Cardellini is Velma is like...
That's, that's sexual awakening material right there.
Yeah. Especially like in that delayed scene where she's in a bikini, it's like, dang, that's really, 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 really hot.
Bonk. Bonk.
I just know that. Yeah, I just know that I'm gonna be thinking of her now, and Doug's gonna ruin it, and it's like great.
Welcome to horny jail, bud.
I'm not allowed to be horny anymore. I got sent a letter by the local police. I'm not allowed to be horny anymore.
And do they castrate you too in order to make sure?
You got a license.
You got a license for that. You got a license for that horny. You got a license for that horniness.
Righty, we need to gouge you now.
Anyway, let's move on. That's
why they killed Prince Philip. Yeah, that's why they killed him. The secret horny police.
Secret horny police just put a pillow over his face in the top.
They were just like,
no.
I'm sorry, but it had to be done. I don't make the rules.
Prince Andrew has overtaken you. Can't have you in the family anymore. Anyway, move on. Let's just put on.
A big titty Shaggy is greater than sexy film.
Oh
no!
Yeah, that part was you remember that bit number 2?
Yes. Everyone remembers that part. That was a sexual awakening.
Isn't that's in 2? Is it, or is that in?
Yeah, that's in 2.
That's
in
right?
2.
It's in 2, but
there's like a JoJo edit of that scene. That's the best.
Oh, yeah. I think like Monsters Unleashed is a superior live action Scooby-Doo movie.
Oh yes,
I think.
Yes.
I think you don't really even need the first one. Like you could just watch Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. Yep. You don't need the deep lore. You don't need the deep lore of the first movie.
The deep lore of the live action Scooby-Doo. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, what can you do?
That book is literally 2 pages long. with 3 sentences on each page.
Well, no, because it's like the thing that takes people's souls and stuff. Like the big bowl of souls.
Scrappy Doo is the bad guy.
Yeah, Scrappy Doo is the villain. Yeah.
Oh, also sorry for spoilers again, but it is a 20-year-old movie, so.
And it is gold. It is, but it's not as good as Monsters Unleashed. It's not.
No, Monsters Unleashed is really good.
That's something else.
Yeah, I much prefer. And you get Linda Cardellini in a red cat suit.
Yeah,
I still love the bit the bit where he's like what is it? He's like, what are these markings? And then Fred just comes in and turns it back the right way around. He's like, those are words.
Isn't
James Gunn, you absolute mad lad?
Isn't Alicia Silverstone in that one as well?
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
As the villain?
She's a villain, and she's also apparently a dude disguising himself as a girl.
Ahead of its time. Ahead of its time, really, yeah.
Yeah. Imagine our good friend Mr. Renegade Cut would hate that.
I don't care what Renegade Cut thinks about. He can stay in Northern South Korea or like
that didn't make the cut.
You're trying to make it look like I think Smudcast sucks.
Yes, yeah. You're trying to make that Coolsville sucks. No, wait, I didn't say it.
Wait, no, don't record that. That was prophetic. That was like the most biting social commentary that has ever existed. Is that scene?
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Anyway, moving on to more important things like this pile of shit
because
video.
Computers have sped up the time to get them done. You'll also notice that the designs of many of these characters are much more simpler than ones of the past. They do this because it gives way to faster animation, while also allowing more time to focus.
No, bro, no. Those designs were literally, they were simple, and they were designed for good animation. That's the whole reason why they have the fucking white gloves, right? That's part of like it's making it simpler to animate, you know. And you know, especially in those older cartoons, it was so much more. You had a whole lot more of like going off model and doing like crazy shit because they were using the fact that it's animation a lot more. Whereas like in something like Steven Universe, like it's inconsistent, but not because they're using the medium of animation to do like really interesting things with the actual form of the shape of their bodies and things. They're doing it because the animators are inconsistent and they can't keep like the height of Steven correct, you know, from one scene to the next.
Yeah. They have
not because it's not an artistic choice. They're just not competent. You know.
Yeah, can't even project like shadows like on those Steven and the girl. Like the dad has some shadows behind his legs, but and this is supposed to be like speeding up the process now.
Yeah, but he's literally about to say it makes it easier to get the story. I'm like, really? This is
what story? There's a story.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. So what he's saying is the animation has to be worse and simplified so they can get better stories. So that makes it better than animation that was better and had better stories.
Yep. Okay, this is obvious. But I think like any Looney Tunes cartoon from the 40s can like fucking beat like Steven Universe animation. Like,
I think the closest thing nowadays would be like Gumball. I think Gumball does a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, but here's the thing. His literal argument is they took the animation was really well detailed with a story. Is bad because the new stuff is really simplified with a story. It's like, wait, what? That's not making it better. That means they've lessened one thing.
Yeah, I think it's the value. Even if the stories were really good, like of these modern cartoons, which I'm not particularly convinced about.
No, they're not.
But even if they were, like simple animation and really compelling, deep story isn't necessarily better than really like simple story, like simple, easy to understand, like non like what would be the best word to describe it? Like not up itself, you know, kind of story, like very simple story. Yeah, right. Non-pretentious kind of story, but it's really funny. And it's got really clever writing, animation, and really great jokes, and really great visual gags and stuff, and really great use of animation.
But it's like imagine Batman the Animated Series, but in the style of Steven Universe.
That'd be awful.
It'd be awful. Be absolutely awful. Yeah. But he's now trying to say that this style is better because it allows him to do deeper stories.
Look at those fucking mods. Look at those fucking mods on those guys.
But it's like, yeah, but these older things had better animations and better stories.
And it annoys me as well. Like
his arguments are really bad.
Even something like Steven Universe, it just annoys me to look at when compared to something like Ed, Edd and Eddy, where they have all like the jagged lines and they've got the sort of like moving. There's this sort of like a vibrancy and like life to it, and in terms of like the roughness of it, you know, and that you just don't get now because it's all so smooth. Everything's all smooth. Everything's all like, and that's another thing that was bad about the Powerpuff Girls reboot, is that all of the background characters were all so smooth. So it kind of, because it used to be in the original series, it was all of the background characters were kind of edgy and not in a like dark and brooding kind of way, but as in like literally edgy, like angular characters. All the background characters in Townsville are all like angular and sort of, because it's basically the contrast of they're like adults and they're like going about their boring sort of square life, because they're sort of almost like literally squares, right? They're literally like just office workers and stuff and just boring adults, right? And whereas like the Powerpuff Girls, they have, in contrast, have all of this sort of smoothness. But in Steven Universe, everything's just smooth. Like there's no, like, they can't just have a character just be radically different in terms of being more angular. They can only go so angular because they want to maintain this uniform aesthetic of all the characters just being sort of smooth and bubbly looking, you know.
Here's Mike Testa. If anything, we reverted back to 60s animation. I would argue some of that's probably better. More keyframes, more layers of animation. Maybe not as many big color palette. Maybe not as much shading. But if you're talking about Disney, I think Disney was pretty good back in the 60s. So
I was thinking more of like the Hanna-Barbera cartoons or like, you know, like the Jetsons or like the Flintstones.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff.
Okay.
You know, that's what I would think when I think of like 60s animation. That's what I'm thinking of, like that kind of stuff, you know.
Right. Yeah, these mouths are not giving me any happy faces.
Fucking
right.
Beans. It's on color, and of course, the story. Second, feedback nowadays is instant. Even though we still have focus groups, the internet is the most blunt and massive feedback there is. So, if something doesn't go over well...
Honestly, if everyone listened to feedback, these shows would not get made. There'd be like a crazy amount of people bashing them. Like we would bash Steven Universe. These people's spirits would be destroyed if they listened to everything.
Yeah.
So, the other thing is that like these animation shows like take like months to produce. Like I do not believe that like when you release them on like a weekly basis, like there's gonna be time to just like fix something on the
anime schedules are crazy though. They kind of do that though. They kind of do like literally like they'll be finishing the final thing of the episode like the night before. Like they'll be finishing the final draft.
Yeah, but those are Japanese people.
Yeah, they're fucking.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? He's now saying that these shows are better because the internet exists now and we can reply, whereas the internet didn't exist in the 90s. Feedback doesn't mean that shows are better.
Yeah. We couldn't call Tex Avery a meanie poo-poo
Feedback
head.
on
feedback means nothing.
Was
feedback
never ever responded to. It just got worse.
No, but the whole argument here is like we can post on Twitter whether we like something. Yeah, surprisingly, we can still do that about the older shows because they still exist. This is another non-argument. This is not even a point. This is just bullshit again. Think means that these shows are better. No. The speed at which we can respond to a show doesn't mean a show's good or not.
We could make some arguments for bigger productions like video games. They can access a lot more feedback and go through the production a lot longer, so there's more problems to check.
But it still doesn't mean that it's that they're better.
Right.
It just means that we as an audience can respond quicker. If the internet existed as it does now in the 90s, we'd be responding to the shows in the 90s.
Oh, yeah, all it means is their QA is more robust because there's more voices, but that does not necessarily mean you're going to get a better product. That just means the problems of yesterday might be avoided. That doesn't mean you're going to not create a whole series of new problems or your story is crap from the start. You can't just hey, you know what, that thing you did, it's garbage. Stop.
But it's also the problem of Twitter but also isn't real life. Like Twitter doesn't necessarily represent what the viewers actually think.
Also, how many times does an actual creator actually listen to feedback? There's very little, very rare occasions where they actually listen to feedback. I think the last one what really surprised me was the fucking Sonic the Hedgehog movie, where they actually listen to feedback. Other than that, most times, most creators just tell the people who feedback, say, "Oh, this might be bad," just to go fuck themselves, and it's not made for you. So, yay, what to do? But again, this is not an argument for why the newer shows are better than the older shows. So, I don't think he's even got one argument yet for it, which isn't just basically it's new, so it's good.
and the stories are better. Yeah. That was the end of the sentence. The previous argument.
Yeah, the stories are better. Why? Because they're in these new shows. What do you mean? They're new stories, so they're better. So it's as long as it's new, it's better than the old stuff, right? Okay.
And I think
thanks, Doug.
He seems to be like really like hung up on the idea of like, oh, these cartoons are, I guess, tackling these taboo subjects or whatever. But it's really just a different set of taboos. There are just different things that are taboo now that weren't taboo in the past.
Well, no. The problem is, the problem is the older cartoons handled all the actual issues, the actual proper issues. They've now had to make up new issues for these newer cartoons to get on. Because we dealt with racism, we dealt with sexuality, we dealt with, political beliefs and stuff, and we did it all in a mature and proper way in the 90s and the early 2000s. In a way that didn't make people, feel like it was being progressives are regressing things to make out that they're being progressive. Same sex has been done before. Same sex has been done in cartoons before. Talking about political things have been done before in cartoons. Talking about violence and parental problems and drugs and alcohol and murders and all this sort of stuff. That's already happened. And racism we sorted out and everything like that.
Captain Planet actually had a whole episode PSA about AIDS. A whole episode about AIDS.
Yeah.
Captain Planet is just the it elicits a certain level of disgust. The idea of a hero called Captain Planet is just like, ugh. I feel like I'm becoming like Alex Jones. I'm like, ugh, the globalists. This is the hero of the globalists.
Honestly, the idea of Captain Planet, Captain Planet decides to tackle AIDS.
There was an episode. There was an episode where he tackled, I think, the Troubles in Northern Ireland. I'm pretty sure there was I need to find the episode.
I really want to see that episode because I'm sure it won't be biased in any way possible.
Weirdly enough, somehow he blackmailed a bunch of high-profile actors to be on the show. Jeff Goldblum. Megan something. I don't know.
So. The episode where he goes to Northern Ireland is called "If It's Doomsday, This Must Be Belfast," and
what?
That is a perfect name for an episode. Title. Yeah, that's great.
So,
it's Doomsday. It must be Belfast.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man, Captain Planet and the Planeteers.
God, must have been some good weed that they had that day when they thought up that show.
Okay, LeVar Burton won. Captain Pollution was John Frank Welker. Whoopi Goldberg was Gaia.
Oh yeah.
Meg Ryan was Dr. Blight.
What?
Meg Ryan? Oh my god.
Jeff Goldblum was Verminous Scum. Margot
what
Kidder
character did he
also
play?
played Gaia. Like, literally, Jeff Goldblum's character name was Villainous Verminous Scum.
Oh, sorry, I just thought that was your personal opinion of him. Sorry, carry on.
I like Jeff Goldblum. Just the character's name is Verminous Scum, and he's basically a rat-human hybrid, and he's the villain of the AIDS episode.
Holy
the villain of the
shit,
AIDS, to the AIDS.
This fucking character design, bro. Oi, fucking vey, bro. Look at that fucking nose, bro.
He's spreading a bunch of like rumors about, hey, this kid's gonna spread AIDS all over the place, and because people don't know because they get scared, they won't think, and once everybody has caught AIDS, we'll take over the world.
What?
Direct freaking quote. It's really weird.
I want to see this character. I want to see this character. I want to see this
How do they spread the AIDS? I just want to know.
I don't know.
Take that, Nostalgia Critic. Did your shows ever tackle this topic? Of this?
They should do since they've got same-sex marriages in it. They should probably talk about AIDS.
God, if only like Steven Seagal showed up to Captain Planet.
Yeah.
What are you doing to all those kids?
No, Steven Seagal is the. No, I'm joking. I'm not gonna make that joke.
I'm gonna take Captain Planet to the bank.
The AIDS bank.
The AIDS. Oh God. The blood bank where all the AIDS is, and I'll blow it up. Oh,
yeah.
Oh dear. This is
Anyway.
Oh yeah.
We got move on.
Gang violence. Yeah, that was also an episode that that was also a topical issue that Captain Planet tackled. And this weird psychedelic thing where it's just like, how are you able to show this on a kid's show? This looks like somebody's being murdered on screen.
Oh, it's just so. Oh dear. Anyway, I think we should carry on with this video.
Yeah.
Let's just get to his. Yeah.
Well, they can know right away and make the appropriate changes. Hell, they even use some of the backlash in the show sometimes.
We cannot give up hope.
Well, that's just silly. I don't sound like that.
Third is people finally see the possibilities. Shows like Lost and X-Files demonstrated that continuing mystery can be a big draw. But if you focus more on that and not as much on the characters, it could lead to a bad experience if you don't deliver on the ending. Shows like Gravity Falls and Adventure Time have similar mysteries, but that's not their draw. Their draw is their environment, their characters, and the fact that anything is possible in them. So even if the last episode doesn't give a satisfactory answer to the mystery, they were ripped off because they were...
I don't
Lost kind of legendary in terms of everybody just hating the ending became a meme.
Oh, what a weak ass fucking argument!
Isn't it funny that I said?
Yeah.
I've never seen this video, and I said Gravity
Falls.
But
even though it ended really badly, it was really crap. That's not the reason why I watched it. It doesn't matter. Yeah, all right, cry harder, dog.
There's a lot more bullets with
loser
as well, which is a
you're really. Oh, he's really like. Oh, he's such a fucking tool. He's an absolute fucking tool. Yeah. Even though the show ended really badly, it was really poor and bad. It's still better than the other ones because the characters were interesting. Characters are interesting in the older stuff. Got new technology. Doug, just accept you're fucking wrong, and you're lying for your teeth because you know that the new stuff you fanboy over is actually shit. And you've got no actual argument. Beyond, new shiny thing. Me like new shiny thing.
Yep. Literally, that is all you can say about Mr.
My foot. You know the thing is, my foot. He's like my fucking 2-year-old. You dangle fucking keys. in front of him and he thinks it's fucking amazing. You dangle a new set of keys, he thinks that's an even better set of keys. That's literally what Doug is. Doug is the 2-year-old of internet reviewers.
Yeah.
Fucking
pretty much
useless plonk.
Very lacking in nuance. Like even his black.
He literally just said even though the story went crap and was rubbish and wasn't satisfactory, that's not what we were there for. How the fuck do you know what people are there for in a show? They could have been in it for the story.
I think for Gravity Falls, I think people were. I think people.
Yeah.
The mystery of it was a huge part of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think there were some good. There were actually some good payoffs, but I think it's like.
That's never the point. You cannot say to me these things are better, and then literally say, yeah, they ended really badly and the story was bad, but they're still better. No, you can't. You can't use that as a fucking no. That is such a weak ass argument. He's literally just trying to say, yeah, but the character designs were interesting. It's like, yeah, this pause screen, those character designs, fucking Picasso couldn't have done better. Fucking.
Yeah.
He's really making me angry with this because he's literally just his literal whole argument is new thing good, and that's it. Alright, we can continue.
Let's go.
But...
Now that's not to say Star X-Files had bad characters, but when compared to the likability,
they had some bad characters.
Of these characters, they're just gonna last.
The complexity
as
of
simple as these characters, even more interesting than these characters. Well, I just said in that sentence, they're simple. What are you gonna remember more?
Are we talking about
No. You cannot say these characters are better because they're just simple. Shut the fuck up. You stupid manlet. I have never...
Lannister is the best character on TV that I have ever seen.
I'm completely lost.
He is not simple. Lannister is the opposite of simple.
How can you literally say they're simplistic? Oh, by the way, the stuff in the 80s is really simplistic. It was just selling toys and that's bad. What? He's literally saying they're more entertaining because they're simplistic, and yet it was moaning about
how's that? But even how's that a new thing? Yeah, I think there is something to the idea that with cartoons, especially, that having characters that have like one defining trait and just making the whole story of each episode about that defining trait, you know, that it's sort of archetypal characters is like can be a good thing. It can be sort of iconic, more so than
his thing.
They have so many aspects to them, you know.
Yeah, but that's fine. But you cannot make an argument that the 80s and the 90s stuff was bad because they were bland and simplistic.
But
to then now say the reason the new stuff's good is because they're simplistic.
Well, if we look at a show like The Animaniacs, all the characters there are simplistic, but the jokes aren't. They're complicated. And that's kind of the appeal of the show to adults, that they can appreciate the joke on another level. Right. So the kids can get it, the adults can get it, the characters are easy to understand. But there's something, there's some snide remark. There's something about that reference that only the adults get. If you watch another show the past few years, it's not going to have that level of comedy. So what is this? What is he actually arguing? Characters are simplistic, therefore good? We've already had those. You're right. They are easy to understand. Yeah. But Bruce Wayne is not a simple character. There's reasons why. Those are totally different narratives.
Zuko's not a simple character either.
But the major fact is, regardless of whether simple characters are good or not, he has literally said the 80s ones were bad because they're simplistic, and now he's saying the new stuff's good because they're simplistic. You can't have that argument. That's not a point. He's literally come back down to, well, I like these more. Well, that's not why it's better, though. I think they're crap. We're at an impasse. This is how this argument's literally turned into. It literally is new shiny set of keys makes Doug Walker go goo goo gaga and like it more, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
He spent ages literally saying the Transformers were just about selling toys, and that's how simplistic it was. Stupid, fucking stupid, absolutely stupid fucking reasons he's just brought up.
Yeah. So when was this video made? When did he make this?
2016.
Oh, okay.
Oh, 2015. 2015 actually.
15.
Yeah.
I think there are so many. There are actually like a lot of like more recent cartoons or what that are actually good, but it's his examples are so like I don't know, like where's like Chowder, you know, where's something like that? Like that was fucking good, man.
Yeah,
That was a good fucking show, you know.
It's not that. It's not that. All his points have literally boiled down to new thing is better because I prefer new thing over old thing.
New thing because it's quicker to make with computers that are fast, but like they also have simple character designs, so they are easier to animate.
Yeah.
So they are super fast to make.
Also,
we can literally make it in one
day. They might last longer than 30 minutes.
Yes.
Because 30 minutes is bad. Yeah. His arguments are shit.
A lot of the old yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
If you actually listen to his arguments, he hasn't got any arguments. He's just been a fucking idiot. But he it's just a simplistic thing that's just got me, because he was literally complaining at the start of the video about them being simplistic, and now he's praising things for being simplistic. It's like you're either a disingenuous cunt or you fucking can't remember what you wrote down at the start. At which point, then I'm going to ignore your opinions both ways.
Which is weird because you know he makes scripts, right? You know it's not like it's not off the cuff, right? It's a script.
Yeah, no, it's not off the cuff.
So he has it written down, like, so it's not or like typed out or whatever. You know, he has the
pros
words
and
in
cons.
front of him.
He's in the pros and cons, and he's gone cons 80s simplistic, pros 2010s simplistic. You know he's wrote that down, and you know he's not noticed it.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Like, keep it in mind, but like even keeping in mind that like the Nostalgia Critic spends only a week for these videos to like write it, shoot it, and publish it.
Well,
I think he could have had time for noticing these.
Yeah, but that's his fault for that schedule. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, he even had a computer, so he could have done it faster, you know.
Yeah. He had more technology, could have done it faster. Yeah.
Yes. And his character design is rather simple.
So. I hate that excuse that people. Yeah, only had a week to do it. Well, give yourself more time then. Doug is his own boss. He can decide when he releases a fucking video.
Yeah, generally he makes like some pretty substantial amount of bank since he's got 1 million subs.
Yeah.
Gets like an average of like 300k views on all of his videos.
Yeah, I can't believe I was ever a fan of this raging fucking spastic. I just honestly just cannot believe I ever thought he knew what he was on about. Because listen to this, I'm just like, I've got a home for the mentally ill, like down the road. Even them would call bullshit on this. So, what a bad video! What a really bad video.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
continue.
Let's finish this off then.
Yeah.
The Roadrunner. Chances are we're going to be quoting beep beep before any line of dialogue in this film. With kid shows, you have to keep the motivation simple so they can follow it. But when they go through to a
that's just
what
keep
the motivation simple.
No,
Batman
hang on.
defeats crime.
His point is literally just he has a catchphrase. That's literally like this character has a catchphrase. There you go. Like simply like just having a like that's it. Just having a catchphrase. Anything that has a catchphrase, like wow, genius. Genius.
So a repeated catchphrase or behavior, like I don't know, Garfield eating lasagna or some sort of iconic thing, like that's
how's your sex life?
Yeah, like some famous line. Therefore, it has to be good. It's like what? No.
Well, I eat every single line out of Tommy Wiseau's mouth.
Yeah, but also keep the motivation simple. Okay, Batman wants to fight crime. Anyway, that's the motivation. So, Transformers fight each other. The Decepticons want to take over the galaxy.
Batman also has to fight someone every episode.
Yeah. Skeletor wants to defeat He-Man. God, these really complex motivations in the 80s and 90s cartoons. Oh my god. But fucking in Steven Universe, two gems want to fuck each other. Yeah, God, look how simple and better they are. Oh, shut the fuck up, Doug. You're shit at this. This is rubbish.
Yep. Keep going.
Achieve it is where complexity comes in. Because these worlds they create are fueled by imagination rather than logic, more possibilities are available to them.
What?
No.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Just because they aren't in the real world doesn't mean there isn't logic to them. Like they're
the real world, because He-Man and Skeletor is in the fucking real world.
Like
fucking Transformers are in the real world.
But even in something like Wile E. Coyote, like there's a certain logic to everything that happens, right? It's obviously like, oh, that's ridiculous, that can never happen. But there's a certain logic to he doesn't fall until he notices that he's like off the edge of a cliff, right? There's a certain consistency to that gag coming up again and again and again, that he doesn't fall until he actually looks down, you know? So
but he's
like
now literally saying, but he's now literally using there's no logic, so they don't have to be they don't exist in the real world, so they I don't even
so annoying.
This is another non-point. He's made no actual solid points of why these shows are better.
What you have just said is the most insanely idiotic thing I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having heard you speak. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything resembling a ration.
I mean, at least he didn't say
God
Belgium's
have mercy
real.
on your or at least
on your soul.
At least he didn't say Belgium's a real country, because that would be really silly.
Or that Joshua David Belland is a smart writer.
I just can't believe we actually got to they're in make-believe land, so they can do whatever they want that makes it better. I'm just like, I hate you with every fibre of my being, Doug Walker. You are literally...
At least he's not Maggie.
Yeah, but Maggie's hilariously funny. He's now with this video just become
and
literal. Yeah, I
love how he began that. Like Doug Walker is just like so innocent. Like he doesn't like really like take it. Now you're here.
Yeah, because sometimes he actually has like 1 point, which isn't just pure bullshit.
Now he has minus 10.
This has just been utter bullshit from like the first step to the point where he's now literally praising stuff that he said was bad for the 80s cartoon. That's where we've got to. We've got to the point where everything that was in the 80s that he said was bad is now saying they're good in these modern cartoons.
Indeed.
If we can continue.
All right, here is Tyler Preston. Nostalgia Critic. Cartoons have to be made simple for children. Excuse me, Mr. Critic, but Tatsunoko Production, creator of Gotcha Men and Speed Racer, wants to have a word with you about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Those shows are kind of hard to digest in general, but yeah.
Oh yeah. There's so many. We can carry on with this. I'm just repeating myself because his point's that stupid. I just feel like I have to repeat myself over it because I feel myself that I'm getting stupider watching this fucking video. Oh. feel like my brain's dripping out my nose. That's how stupid, how bad this video is.
Ways of tackling and explaining issues that were never present in kid shows before. Issues you never thought would be in a kid show.
What?
Abandonment, anxiety, sexuality, inferiority.
Sexuality!
No, shut up. Think, pause. Abandonment.
You can have characters.
Fuck off. All these things have been done before. Sexuality was done. Doug, hold on. Let me just give me 5 seconds just to scream. Just hold on.
You okay there, Hawk?
No, I'm not okay. This is I predicted this would happen, and he's a fucking prick. He's an absolute lying, disingenuous cunt. These things have never been done before. You are a liar. That is a lie. That is a barefaced lie. Everything you just listed has been done before in cartoon. Everything he listed
you said was wrong.
Yes. Everything he just said was a lie. And I really can't stand, I really hate liars. Especially liars who pass themselves off as fucking reviewers with stuff. It's fucking really annoying. Abandonment and sexuality. Oh, they did all that. They've done all that.
Yeah, and again, like he claims that he loves the Batman animation series. So
yeah,
much,
I was about to say.
he claims this thing.
What's his name? Tim Drake. Pretty much, with his dad abandons him.
Yeah,
that's an abandonment issue, and Bruce has to step in. There's so many other. What a liar! What a dirty, fucking, disgusting liar! That entire last bit was just wrong, just completely wrong, and just.
You're freaking wrong! You're wrong! You're so freaking wrong!
Oh, like this was the segment that I mentioned to Gingaman, and I was like, "Are you sure that he doesn't step over this line?"
Yeah,
I feel like this is there.
I called this right at the start that he'd do this, and he's done exactly this. Never been done before. You fucking liar, Doug. God. No wonder your films and channel fucking sucks. You're fucking useless. God.
Okay.
I'm angry. I'm already in a bad mood anyway, but I'm just angry at this. Can we just continue? Yeah.
Goofy identities like the Ice King and the Vampire Queen. But when you put them in a loving situation where one has almost entirely forgotten the other, it's one of the most heartbreaking things you can watch. It can also help people in real life identify with the pain of Alzheimer's. Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra educate on the themes and ideas of East Asian philosophies. Yeah, East Asian philosophies, and all explained in a way that children can
that's
understand.
been done before.
There's a power in Steven Universe where two people can combine their mind and bodies together in one, meaning they have to work together to
shut the fuck
their mental
up.
and physical abilities. There's so many levels of identity being addressed here, it would make
Jesus fucking
Even
Christ.
issues can be brought up. Both Adventure Time and Korra give some pretty interesting conversations about the government should have. They're not just based on
that's the show I'm gonna ask for.
Legitimately compelling arguments of how much do you sacrifice and how much do you let
Have you
slide.
Avengers Earth's Funniest
Heroes. Gravity Falls not only has hilarious writing, but it also litters its episodes with puzzles and clues, encouraging kids to solve a mystery that even most adults haven't figured out yet.
So does fucking Blue's Clues, for fuck's sake!
Oh my god!
Legalized gay marriage, shows like Steven Universe, Korra, and
Legalized gay marriage.
really younger kids like Postcards.
Get fucked! Get fucked! Fuck off!
Introducing kids
Fuck off!
lesbian couples
Fucking twat! Fuck off!
Fucking Christ.
No, fuck off. Completely fuck off. Fuck off with this.
Teach the children
I told you
about the homos.
this was going to happen. Fucking sod off. This fucking video, just sod off. This was done before and better.
The children must know about the homos.
It is literally just There's a bunch of faggots and lesbians on screen. This is great. I fucking love it. Stare at the faggots, children. Stare at them. Stare at them. Oh my god.
They have to know.
Oh my god. How did I fucking guess this? How do I call this? Oh god. I've been on Twitter too long. I called this.
I have to perform my sacred duty of fucking a man in front of you. It's education. Education. I have to do it. I have to educate you. It's my sacred duty to the holy flag of the rainbow.
I just.
I mean, man, Doug Walker was ahead of his time.
Fucking asshole. I just fucking hate him. I can't believe it literally has. It's literally just turned into new things shiny, so I like it. Also, they've got queers and lesbians on there, so what do you do?
The gayer, the merrier.
Yeah. I just. God, I bet you really did enjoy that Captain Planet AIDS episode, to be honest with you, with how much you. Anyway.
Well, the thing is, he got it via a shot. He didn't get it by being gay.
I don't care how he got it, to be honest with you.
The fucking syringe was gay, bro. The syringe was gay. You can't lie to me.
The syringe entered a man. That's pretty gay.
That's pretty fucking gay, bro. That was penetration. That was full frontal penetration, bro.
Full male penetration.
Full male penetration.
Very rarely heard the words like using drug. You can get HIV in multiple ways. You can either get it with unprotected sex, drugs with needles, or it could have been that injection that you got a few years ago. Oh, these kids just barely learned to learn about the color blue. Don't talk about drugs with needles or unprotected sex. What is wrong with you? Direct quote from Mr. Nostalgia Critic.
Yeah, yeah, true, yeah.
That's why I'm a responsible citizen. I will never get the vaccine. I will never get the vaccine. Yeah. I'll just have sex with hundreds of strangers.
Honestly, Nostalgia Critic really does make me want to commit genocide on Channel Awesome. I just really hate this whole video.
I honestly think that if you would confront him with this video, he would be like, "What? I don't remember that."
He won't remember it. Yeah,
almost finished. We got 2 minutes left.
Yeah, you're right.
Won because the last minute is just him advertising something.
Yeah.
Oh, please, God, please let that be the case. Please let it be for an AIDS charity.
Any prejudice. None of these would be tackled in the toy-centric shows of the past. Even the ones that started the change wouldn't quite touch a lot of these subjects.
It was.
This doesn't mean I love them any less, but it does mean I should.
Wait. Gargoyles. I've hardly watched any Gargoyles. Because we didn't really have it, but I watched the first episode. Mm-hmm. And in that episode, there's even a line where it's they're afraid of us because we're different. It's because we look different, they fear us. And it's wow, it's that's pretty on the nose. And he's showing images of it and going, even these shows they wouldn't even talk about it. And it's oh my fucking
but the thing is, they used other things to talk about it because it wasn't pushing off.
Jesus Christ!
This shows how stupid he was. All the nuance was just went over his head.
And it's I've only watched one fucking episode. I've only watched one fucking episode, and it's right.
Oh my god! Yeah, he needs things spelled out for him. Otherwise, he doesn't understand the meanings and stuff. That's why he enjoys these programs, because they literally spell it out for retards like him.
I always saw Transformers more as I always saw it as more similar to the Catholic and Protestant thing. I always saw it as religious difference. I always saw it as a difference in worldview. It's
yeah.
You
could do, but they were so that nuance with their stuff and like with their messaging. It's like they got under the sensors all the time with these messages about stuff, and they just use other things to show it. Just because Batman didn't break through a window and go, you're a faggot, and then jump out, doesn't mean that there wasn't gay people in the animated series. It's like with Dollface and Killer Croc being a couple and being different and stuff. It was about just loving different people, accepting who you are, and love is weird, and it's love is strange. You don't know who you're gonna fall for. It's like Doug's like, oh, it's just Batman punching some people. No, that's boring. No, I want to watch two gems who just have long hair, and we get told by the creators of women. Fuck.
My favorite part is when Steven fuses with his dad. That was really brave, progressive, and promoting
stunning
all kinds of things.
Yeah.
My favourite parts were Steven's dad got his belt out and beat Steven to within an inch of his life for hanging out with a bunch of lesbians.
All right. Almost done.
Is clearly TV for both kids and adults has gotten so good recently, but it's the TV.
Game of Thrones
did not age well.
That aged really.
Ouch! Oh, Doug.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is another one of those ones where it's like mature themes. Look, fucking
mature themes.
Mature,
That got really bad.
Yeah, I just kind of forgot about the mature themes.
I actually forgot that Game of Thrones existed.
I understand that reference.
Yeah.
Such forgettable.
I can't. I've been reading a book about its production. Apparently, the producers smuggled weapons into Morocco.
That is quite
Dunn. You are so desperate to tell that story of them smuggling explosives into Morocco.
Yeah.
You brought it up 4 times in like 4 different
quite meta.
I know.
I forgot about
insane. They also used actual pyrotechnics.
They nearly killed people.
Actually, used real They used actual pyrotechnics on a wooden ship and set one of the extras' wigs on fire.
Yeah, that's quite meta to read a book about the production of a TV series based on a series of books. Yeah, that's quite that's multi-layered.
What's the name of the next book that's coming out? Actually,
Bible.
Winds of Winter, and it will never ever come out.
Yeah.
There's no way it will ever come
out. They were originally gonna. I think they were originally going to ask George R. R. Martin to finish Wheel of Time, and they decided against it
because it would take away time from his actual from his fans waiting.
Because he probably wouldn't do that either. Like he probably.
He'd probably just go like. George R. R. Martin finally finishes his new book in the year 2273.
I really hope they adapt some of Brandon Sanderson's stuff at some point.
Oh yeah, because Brandon Sanderson's really, really good. Stuff is so good. Like he manages
the
to
rate
write
he turns stuff like that as well. He's not like oh well maybe in a couple of years maybe I'll have the prologue. It's like no, like he's like no, I'm just
2 years he puts out a Stormlight.
There you go, bang.
Every 2 years he puts out a Stormlight book that's like 1,000 pages long.
Yeah, he's very impressive.
Yeah, and he does books in between then as well.
Was an editor.
Yeah.
Alright, shall we just
almost done?
Finish this.
Yeah.
Kids, that's even more important. We know we can show them anything, and for years we took that as an excuse to merely profit and distract while sometimes educating. Now, we're using it not only to legitimately entertain and educate, but also
to indoctrinate them into our world.
Indoctrinate them,
possibilities.
Indoctrinate them. Yeah, he's literally admitted it.
Enlightened. I fucking hate that.
Yeah, he's literally saying we're indoctrinating them to our mindset. It's like, you fucking tool.
I just hate that fucking word. I fucking hate it. Like enlightened. We're enlightened. Ugh.
You see, Steven Universe is legitimate entertainment. Well, other stuff wasn't legitimate. Why is it not legitimate entertainment? Because it's got my political ideology in it. Shut the fuck up, Doug. No one gives a shit about you.
Fuck off, man.
Your entire like business was a fucking cesspit of fucking scum and villainy. So
it's a huge understatement.
You defended an actual rapist, dude, and eulogized
Jew Wario.
Yeah.
That was funny. Like they were like so sad that like he passed away, and then 3 years later it turns out like he did all that dirty shit, and then he's like, "Oh god!"
I'm sure. Wasn't there also kids involved at some point?
Yes,
somewhere.
Yes,
yeah. So, Doug, tell me how much about we've got to enlighten kids to your way of thinking. You know about way of thinking, but where you literally ignored fucking serious crimes. But nah, that's fine. Fucking Steven Universe has got lesbians in it, and there's maybe some faggots somewhere. So, fuck off.
Yeah, Doug, I'm sorry.
Ay, how crap is this?
Yeah, let's keep going. Finish this.
Wisdom, and through the best way possible, without them even realizing they're learning anything at all. They're fun, exciting, and silly, but also smart, artistic, and
without them even realizing how slimy is that? How slimy is that? We're going to enlighten them, but they won't even know. And it's like, like when you say it like that, it's like, oh, why do you have to say it like that, bro? It just sounds so slimy.
Yeah, kind of does.
But also, it's like they're so artistic. I thought they were simplistic, though, Doug. But now they're artists? Okay. Fucking... Oh, he's a slimy piece of work. He really is. He really, really is in this video. It's just like... Ugh. He reminds me of that picture of Steven Seagal from the thing we watched, where it looks like he's just greasy.
What, the one with the two Putins, or is that a different one?
That's a different one. The one where Smud thought he had jaundice.
Almost there.
Yeah, because he looked yellow. Yeah, because with the glasses, right?
Yeah, we're nearly finished. We can finish. We can do it, and then we can burn this video.
They play with mood, character, and different ways of telling a story than any kid show has done in the past.
No, that's a lie.
Watch Adventure Time and enjoy it, but then grow up years later and enjoy it for entirely different reasons. It's a strange time now.
Yeah, but a 5-year-old can enjoy Batman.
Actually equals big bucks.
And then enjoy it.
Maybe people finally got tired of rewarding the same repeat programming, or maybe the means of recognizing that just more obvious. But whatever, it's like
people are tired of good shows.
And
that's
new
true.
Stories that will not only be remembered years later, but appreciated on levels that we never appreciate kids.
Oh my god!
Over the years, pioneers saying kids should be given our best instead of our leftovers are being heard and explored through brand new ways. Discovering, educating,
brand new way. This is like a fucking Apple advert. This is like, you know, one of those fucking like massive corporation adverts where it has like the ukulele music or like some fucking indie band in the background, and it's like the innovators, the creators, the childlike innovators. You know,
can I just say one thing? People remember the stuff from the 90s, the stories, the characters, and how they felt. People are remembering this new stuff for what fucking disgusting shipping fan fiction they can do.
Yeah.
No one remembers the stories of half these fucking programs. Everyone only remembers Steven Universe's ending because it was so shit that they just cried and said sorry and everyone was forgiven. That's literally it. Alright, Dolphins, Gravity Falls, story, go, now.
So there's Gravity Falls, and it's there's random magic shit, and their fucking uncle has this secret stuff under his basement, and his brother was actually the real Grunkle Stan, because he's actually Stanley, and the other brother, his brother is in another dimension, and that's why he has a glove that has 6 fingers. and then he's actually pretending to be that brother. But then they eventually, at the end of the series, they open the portal. But then they also let out the evil Triangle Man, and the evil Triangle Man does some fucking crazy shit. And then there's the
sounds confusing.
Sounds
yeah,
like
that sounds like that sounds like it's gonna last a lifetime that people will be talking about it. Yeah,
there's a lot of crazy
that
shit.
Sounds like it's gonna be, that's okay. Name one episode from it that you remember.
Oh yeah, the fucking the episode where the wax statues came to life and tried to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Doctor Who episode.
So what happened in that episode?
So the wax statues, right? They come to life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they try to kill them. Mm-hmm. And then I think they melt them in the end, with fire or some shit. I think there was also the episode where all the gnomes tried to. I think they wanted to marry Mabel or some shit. They wanted to make her.
Yes.
They wanted to make her their queen.
I don't want it. She's the queen.
McQueen.
Then they vomited rainbows.
Yeah, they vomited rainbows.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually it actually does have good episodes, but it's yeah.
Yeah, but do you think they're going to be lasting as long as, say, Memories of Batman the Animated Series or stuff like that? Considering the fact that we're still remembering those stuff now, 20 years later.
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
Oh no! So it's 20. Batman the Animated Series came out in '92, so it's 29 years ago.
Yeah,
so it's 30 years next year. Damn, I'm old. Damn, I'm really old. So...
Do we keep going?
No.
I can finish this.
All right.
No.
Yeah.
And all want a great deal of fun. The generation that watches these shows now will then grow up and bring us even newer and greater possibilities because...
Well, yes, by definition, it will be newer. Yes, that's how time works.
That hopefully isn't slowing down anytime soon.
Ow.
I'm a Nostalgia Critic guy, remember it, so you don't have to.
And we're done.
Okay, bye.
Done.
There's
nothing more.
the people will make things that are newer. Yeah, yes, because they'll make it later, and by definition, it'll be yes. That's how new works. That's how the word new works. Yes.
Yeah. Doesn't mean it'll be better.
It's new. Okay.
I have sad news for you, Doug.
So it's better.
Didn't really work out.
There'll be new stuff.
Oh boy, that was a bit depressing, actually.
Is this the worst video that we've covered of Doug?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go with that.
I have never wanted to put a pillow over a person's face more than I have with this video. I've got nothing to say about this video apart from it should be deleted from the internet. This was just lies.
Opinion invalid.
Yeah, this was just lies.
But it's also like cherry picking as well, because there's a lot of things that don't even fit the good stuff that he said. Like he doesn't even talk about like fucking Johnny Test.
Yeah,
but he compared what was it? Gravity Falls to Lost, right? So that's two. No, you don't.
Yeah,
you can't compare them two.
I can see it though.
I can see why, but at the end of the day, it's like, well, no, you're meant to be comparing cartoons, so compare it to something in the old days. It's like, okay, Batman the Animated Series is one of the most well-known things. Compare that to the newer stuff, and he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't touch that fucking thing. He kept showing clips, but he wouldn't go fucking near it. Completely jumped over it. He went, Batman just fights somebody.
Yeah, that's all that happened. That's such a reductive, That's such a reductive. So it's like saying Star Trek is. They're just people in a ship. They're just people in a spaceship. They're just people who's just walking about and just being in space, and they teleport to planets sometimes.
Yeah,
that's it.
No, it's not even that. It's just people. It's just people in space. The fact
it's just people in space, right? Yeah.
People in space. That's the name of the series.
And they have cool badges.
Yeah. He completely jumped over the 90s as well, apart from Animaniacs.
Well, he mentioned fucking isn't Gargoyles 90s?
Yeah, but he just showed it.
90s, but he,
for like,
yeah, that's what I mean. He just showed him. He just showed clips, but he completely skipped over anything in the 90s that could have proven his point wrong. And there's plenty of them.
Yeah, there's plenty of depth in all of these shows in a certain field of information. So we're talking about drama, we're talking about adventure, anything from fantastical elements or tropes in fantasy or technology or sci-fi. There's all kinds of details.
You're trying to tell me that. Yeah, you're trying to tell me that Berserk '97 is not as mature as stuff made now.
Well, anime is a whole different
okay.
Yeah,
thing,
that's
really.
Yeah, but it's I know it's different, but it's still cartoons and stuff.
sure.
It could have easily been brought up in the discussion.
Yeah, I think he was just
because
addressing.
he also mentioned Eastern. Yeah, but he also mentioned Eastern.
Eastern philosophies.
With,
Eastern philosophies. Yeah.
That's a bit.
But anime could have opened it up. He could have brought in arguments like that.
But I mean, there's plenty of episodes I remember of X-Men of Wolverine's one of his old Asian friends, masters or whatever, and he was a Buddhist and he was a peaceful dude, and he was ready to die because he was a man of peace. So that's how he fought his wars. And Wolverine's like, "What the hell are you doing? You're about to die." It's like, "Yeah, you fight your battles your way. I fight my battles my way." Like, holy shit, dude, he's crazy. Like this old crazy old guy. So it's like there's plenty of scenes and plenty of shows that are complicated and hard to grasp unless you understand the context of these scenarios. So all he did was point to Steven Universe and say, "Look, they're doing this thing with I don't know, genders." What was his argument?
Sexuality.
Sexuality. They're exploring it. They're exploring the sexuality
for kids.
Like a open asshole. They're exploring it. They're entering into it.
Go watch Gargoyles. Go watch X-Men, Spider-Man. All sorts of complex relationships in those. All kinds.
Yeah.
Spider-Man evolves into the man spider, and he's like, "Oh my god, what the hell do I do?" And how is he gonna hide that?
I remember that. Yeah.
That was crazy. Like all these crazy stories of like the arc with Wolverine and Jean. My God, that went on forever. It's still going on, I think. So
yeah,
all these crazy relationships we've had. Was it Desdemona and Goliath? Like that was
Desdemona and Goliath.
Like that went pretty sour pretty quickly. All kinds of stories from Shakespeare's influence, I would say, for Gargoyles. So, but easy to get into, easy to understand. Like, hey, look, they're doing a Macbeth thing, or hey, they're doing a Hamlet thing. Like, it's obvious if you just pay attention.
I love how the fact that people can say like the Lion King's Hamlet when it's not, but things that actually do have Shakespearean like influences fucking goes over their head. Crazy, isn't it?
Especially when you have a fantasy setting from guys like thousands of years old talking about honor and courage and giving their life for
weren't they also like in the era where like Macbeth and a lot of the stuff Shakespearean stuff was like set? Yeah,
the fairies, the King Oberon and Titania, they pop up. It's awesome.
Yeah. But that goes over
Odin
Doug's head.
Himself shows up.
Yeah, but that goes over Doug's head because it's actual Shakespearean references. But he'll soon jump onto Shakespeare of the Lion King because he's a fucking idiot.
Even though, like, it's not really Hamlet, it's a Frankenstein's monster of Hamlet and Henry IV.
At that point, you're just scratching it, right? I mean, at that point,
yeah,
you're like,
there is nothing to do with Hamlet and Lion
like the
King,
only...
and I'm just going to repeat myself. It is nothing to do. There is nothing Shakespearean about Lion King.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally
Jeremy Irons starred in a Shakespearean play once in his career.
Yeah, but I mean, it's literally just it's about royalty, right? It's about royalty.
It's a story about royalty.
A lot of Shakespeare things are about royalty. That's it, pretty much it.
The only thing that's like vaguely similar is Ghost Daddy shows up and tells the kid to get his button gear.
Ghost Daddy shows up in a lot of different things that aren't Shakespeare.
Yes.
All right, so let's give an example because I think we all enjoy cartoons from yesteryear. But let's give an example of one. I don't know, one Western or European or non-anime animation in the past 10 years, I guess, past 15 years, whatever you guys can remember. That was actually good that you can remember. I'll say Castlevania just because I like it. I know it's good in some things and horrible in other things. But I was.
Because I watched a lot of stuff later on, so it might be 15 years for me, but it might have been made earlier. Earlier stuff. It's
like cutoff date.
What's the cutoff date?
No.
Say
past 15, 20 years. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
So from 2000.
I think Phineas and Ferb is actually pretty funny. I think it's actually pretty good. I like Phineas and Ferb.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing World of Gumball is fucking great. I fucking love Amazing World of Gumball. It has so many so funny episodes.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5.
Okay, that's an anime though.
Famous Western animation.
Yeah.
In the last 20 years, it's.
Terror the Last Airbender?
Ben 10, I think.
Is
actually...
Yeah, I like
that. Well,
I really like
Generator Rex. Generator Rex.
Yeah, not as much. I mean, it doesn't reach the heights of Ben 10, I mean. But Ben
Western animated show that in the past 10 or 15 years, I just can't think of any that was really.
The thing is, I'm trying to think of something like since I turned 18 as an adult. What's something that you could say was a mature cartoon that I watched that I really enjoyed. That wasn't like stuff that I'd. Because everyone was good.
This was pretty good.
Injustice was okay. See, the thing is, I've always had a soft spot for the 90s and early 2000s stuff with like DCAU
Blood of Zeus
and.
Blood of Zeus was pretty good. Like that.
I've always got a soft spot for early SpongeBob episodes because they were
a lot different.
Did you ever watch Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc?
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you think of that?
I thought it was pretty good.
It's
like
fine.
it's actually got
I always
story.
I always preferred What's New Scooby-Doo?
What's New Scooby-Doo? Yeah.
Yeah, I love.
Yeah,
that simple plan opening.
That was alright.
Yeah.
What's the Scooby-Doo? We're coming after you.
Gonna solve that mystery.
I see you, Scooby-Doo. The trailer's back to you. What's new, Scooby-Doo?
Ah, so good. Na 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 na.
They even get short.
What was it? The Zombie Island.
Oh my fucking god!
That was fucking.
Oh my
awesome.
god! Zombie Island.
Yeah, Zombie Island.
Yeah, that was really good.
Right? It was because it was that, and then Witch's Ghost, and then Alien Invaders.
Yeah.
There's
that cyber chase.
Cyberspace.
Cyberspace.
Right? Or is it Cyber Chase? Anyway, is it Cyber Chase?
Cyber Chase.
Yes.
But that Zombie Island. That is such a.
I had the fucking PS1 game of that. I had the fucking PS1 game of fucking Cyber Chase.
Does Redwall count? I'd say Redwall count.
Oh yeah. I didn't really watch that. I read the books, but I didn't really.
The full thing's on YouTube.
Oh wow! Remember the fucking what was it? The Creatures of Farthing Wood, isn't it?
Yes, I remember that one. That one.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, that was
Animals of
Farthing
Wood.
Yeah, that was brutal. I think only like what's it? I think only 7 characters that started the.
That is like so
series ended.
That's like so.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's like so.
Oh my god, I can't believe. One thing. What was it? I don't know if Dolphus, you remember that thing called Noah's Island with the polar bear on the island?
God! Yes.
Do you remember the fact that a gorilla's wife dies in like the very first episode? She drowns because he can't unlock the gate. It's so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And the thing is, it gets shown in the intro on every episode, so you always know that this character's died, and it's so heartbreaking.
Yeah,
oh my god, that was a good show.
Remember Carmen Sandiego?
Yes.
I've seen one episode though. I've only seen.
Did you ever have? There was like a fucking. It was like a CD-ROM like game, and it was like Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego, and you went to like Thomas Edison and shit, and it was like a point and click thing. Oh man, I fucking. That was fucking good shit back in the day. That was like the. Can I use the family computer for? Can I borrow the family computer
for like 20 minutes?
Yeah.
We don't need to call grandma. Just now. Please, I can use.
I gotta work out how to get the gramophone working for Thomas Edison.
Yeah. Some good programs.
I think we should probably. I don't know if you want to do this now because I feel like you could probably do like a whole like Smud talk just on like cartoons, on like yeah.
I'd rather get prepared to talk because I'd have to go through. Because there's so many cartoons I've forgotten. That
yeah. I mean, I only remembered half the stuff because I was like, Dollface would say something. I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that, and it reminds me of something else.
I feel like such a filthy casual because after like a long while. I just went with anime and poisoned my mind with garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, chaotic.
Yeah.
Has anybody here heard of chaotic?
Chaotic? No. What is it about?
It's a TV show based on a Danish card game in which teenagers get their minds teleported to this extra-dimensional paradise or cyberspace paradise where they can order whatever food they want, and then they can play their card game where they turn into the creatures in the card.
I definitely haven't seen that because that if I had, I would remember that. Something like that.
And then in the subspace, beneath the subspace, there's the actual world of the creatures where they get new cards by going on safari type trips and scanning them, the creatures, the musical magic and battle gear and locations and stuff.
So it's basically
really freaking weird.
Yeah, I'm like looking at the
freaking weird.
I want to see this now. This sounds really, really good.
It's one of the weird things about it is there's no tournament arc. It's basically just a series of safari outings.
Okay, that's it.
No tournament arc. It's 0 out of 10.
It's simplistic, which means it's good. So I'm all for it. So.
No tournament arc. What is even the point? What is even the point?
Yeah, there's some
why are we here?
Why are we here? Just to not have a tournament arc.
They actually have like plots inside of Param, which is the subspace where the creatures exist, and
I'm looking at like images. I feel like I've seen it, but I feel like I just didn't actually watch it.
It's a weird show. It's
like
so
it's ringing
strange.
a bell, but it's
yeah. Like they actually like have wars, and there's actual wars. An actual war in Param going on, and like sometimes the kids will be caught in the middle of it while they're on their little safari trips.
When did Code Lyoko come out?
Oh my goodness, I love Code Lyoko. Code Lyoko is awesome.
When did that actually come out? Because I
like mid 2000s.
Yeah. 2003.
Transformers Prime. Transformers Prime would count in this, since Transformers Prime is both awesome and recent.
Yeah.
It's the only good thing to come out of Bayformers.
Yeah, I still I hate the designs of Bayformers. I'm sorry. I just hate it so much, and it just ruins it.
Agreed. At least Transformers Prime does not use those designs.
Yeah.
The reason why I say it's the only good thing to come out of Bayformers is because it was just tangentially related to the movies.
Right.
Even then, like, Megatron looks the best he's ever looked and sounds the best he's ever looked.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to read some super chats. We're going to call it a night because that was longer than I thought it would go.
Yeah, I also do need a break from this because this video really angered me.
All right.
Kind of sad that we didn't do Jonathan McIntosh's video.
Oh,
I'm really
God.
sad about that.
Yeah, I can't fucking do that, bro. I can't.
No, man.
It is a bit stale, but I still would love to cover that video. That video is so bad.
Done.
It won't happen. Yeah.
Make your own podcast, cover it.
Oh,
I'll watch it. It'll be fine.
Buzz Lightyear Star Command was 2000.
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah, that's a great. Yeah, American Dragon.
Stop, guys.
American Dragon Jake Long. Yeah, we would basically be at this.
We'll do it. Yeah.
All right, here's Mike Testa. Objection, Doug. That is clearly sex, not fusion. He's talking about Steven Universe. Mike Testa again. Yep. You don't have people to catch books. You humans.
You humans. Yeah. That fucking video.
Read my books. Books, please. I need money.
Yeah. I need money.
Here's Joe Crazy.
If you're gonna be up.
Here's Joe Crazy. Game of Thrones and Steven Universe both have gay sex. It's a perfect comparison. Oh. Okay.
Where's the line?
Yeah.
Yeah. They actually have sex position where a pair of girls are pleasuring each other while a guy explains his motivation to the audience so that the audience doesn't get bored.
Wait, is this Steven Universe or is this Game of Thrones? I'm trying to.
Game of Thrones.
Same thing.
Game of Thrones.
Same universe too.
Yeah.
Same universe.
Here's a guy under the bridge. There's another phrase: "Don't fix what ain't broke." That can be applied to many things. Mike Testa.
Yeah.
He skipped Ed, and Eddie.
Yes.
Courage.
That's such a sin.
On through the whole decade of the 2000s.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
But he isn't Canadian, so obviously he doesn't know about it.
Yeah, Ed and Eddie.
We said earlier that he's completely just skipped over the 90s because he knows he's wrong. And he knows stuff in the 90s will prove his point wrong. So,
but even he skips straight from the early. He skips straight from the 80s to 10. Basically. He skips over the 90s. He skips over the 2000s as well.
Yeah,
like that whole decade.
He skips over American Dragon Jake Long.
Oh my fucking god, man! That was a
Kim Possible.
Kim Possible. That's a good show, man.
Emperor's New School. That was great.
Oh yeah. Hey, you, CCO, Cusco.
All right.
Go.
Here's my Testa. Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I don't actually remember it, so you might have to. And today we're looking at how lesbian rock cartoons make you feel. Oh. I still don't get the appeal of Steven Universe. I tried watching. I was like, this is not for me.
It's an illusion.
Watched 5 minutes. I'm just like, I'm so bored. This is not interesting. At least Batwoman is funny. At least Batwoman is funny.
That was really funny when she died. It was really funny.
I don't even know if Batwoman's campy or just retarded. It's just this weird show.
It's retarded. It's definitely retarded.
It's the room. It's the room of superhero shows. It's the room of superhero shows, quite literally.
I think it's funnier because it's so earnest about its social messages. It's so funny that it's so shit in every other way. So it's like, I'm gay and I want everyone to know that I'm gay.
The main actor.
But at the same time, the plot makes no fucking sense, and it's like, why the fuck doesn't she you can't just let Alice go free all the time? She literally murders people. This isn't like, oh well, she just slightly hurt me a little bit, but I can still forgive. No, she kills people, not like past tense. She's currently killing people.
And the main actress is an argument for why typecasting should continue to be a thing. Because she cannot do emotional scenes to save her life.
Every line delivery of Alice is like, what are you doing? It's like it's kind of like Jared Leto. Joker, it's kind of similar vibes of like, what are you doing?
Now we need to do it's Erod, the Blockbuster Busters, like off the cuff review of Batwoman, where he says it's okay, and Ruby Rose is kind of the best Batwoman type thing I've seen. She's better than Christian Bale.
What?
What?
He honestly says that.
You want to do it on your podcast, sure.
Wait, who said?
Oh, jeez. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, the Blockbuster Buster. He also said that Crisis on Infinite Earths was actually like legit awesome and was better, more ambitious than Endgame.
Like, let's be honest, it's not. Neither of those are as ambitious as that episode in Power Rangers. I think it was Wild Force that had the 10 Red Rangers.
Yeah, across all the series. Like,
yeah. I think they had to double up because I think they had there was one that they couldn't get. I think because they couldn't get the actor, so they had to have two from the same series. But yeah, it was. Yeah. That was a good episode. I was like, yes, this is why I watch Power Rangers. Just a whole lot of stupidly awesome shit. Yeah.
Okay, here's my test again. Watch the Amethyst one with Scottish Human. So funny. What is that?
I have no idea.
It's I think it means like one of the Steven Universe
oh, right.
like anti-racism videos, I think. Like one of the don't be racist. Just kidding. Be racist. And like boom soundtrack plays. It's like you know, it's like just kidding. Be racist.
Oh man, Berserk 85 says cartoon and Power Rangers Smud Talk, please. Dang, that's a hefty ask for Power Rangers.
I think you need a separate thing for like Power Rangers or like Super Sentai in general.
Yeah.
I feel like you need a separate video for that.
All right.
So I could go on and on about Power Rangers.
We could definitely set that up if you guys want. Not a problem. Mike Testa, remember when Monkey Fist died, he never came back.
Impossible reference. Monkey Fist is an actual bad guy in the thing.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Isn't that also a Shangong Wu? I feel like that's from Shaolin Showdown. I feel like that sounds like it would be a Shangong Wu, doesn't it? As well. Remember Shaolin Showdown? That was a good show.
Oh yeah, the Jackie Chan show. I just remembered the Jackie Chan animated.
Jackie Chan Adventures.
Yeah. That's such a good show.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes. I love the interviews he does at the end. Like at the end of the episode where he like they like interview Jackie Chan.
At the end every single episode,
Yeah, and it's like the kids want to know like how do you do all these stunts and not hurt yourself? And he's just like, I do hurt myself. I do hurt myself. So he's like, no, I don't do it without hurting myself. I just get hurt.
Yeah.
My favorite answer was like, who's the best, Jackie? It's me, Jackie.
It's me, Jackie.
He actually is a really good bowler, and is it a singer?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He can even sing in Japanese.
Really?
He's legendary.
Oh, listen to Uncle!
Uncle!
I want him to sing the Evangelion opening.
And one more thing, Jackie!
One more thing.
What was the fucking chant with the gourd? Like, what was the fucking with the gourd where he is like a repeated thing?
Well, friends, we should probably call it a day here.
Yeah.
No, damn you! I remember. I can remember what the fucking chant is. Don't rush me.
Isaiah.
It's like is it Umwai?
Umai Honko Ifu Yang.
Yeah. I can't. Fuck it. It's like I can hear it. I can hear it in my head.
Yeah, I know. It's like on the same level as like fucking you in Teen Titans, where it's like Ravens. He has her things he says like Azarath Metreon Zinthos or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like similar to that, where it's like it's that thing that he says. You know, it's like
I know the beat. I just don't know the words.
Yeah.
It's or something like that. Anyway, I'm sure I'll remember it at like 4 o'clock this morning. I wake up and like, oh god damn it!
You're just like chanting it. You're just like chanting it in your sleep. You know, you're like you're asleep, but you're like in the cross-legged like position. You know,
Yeah,
like
position. Yeah,
like a monk. You're just like chanting it.
All right. Let's call it an evening, guys. Thanks for tuning in, folks.
Yeah.
That was a little iffy of a video, but considering the alternative, we had to do something. So that's what we did. So thanks. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend, and we'll probably see you soon. So who knows? Maybe we'll play some games together. I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow.
What, we're gonna get lost on Airship again?
We gotta keep playing that new map, on Among Us.
Yeah, until we actually know. Until we actually find out where we're going.
Yeah, where the hell is everyone?
Yeah, I haven't actually played Airship yet, so.
Oh, it's great. Just remember, you don't know where you are.
Alrighty.
All right, guys.
Alrighty.
Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.